sports. Spitting the truth, it's Channing Crowder, greatest Dolphins who rock go 52. Solana one best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. We reppin' for the Crips, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get Appel on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. Just spit the facts while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey,
yes, sir. Welcome to the show. Now, we do not do April Fool's jokes on this show. We are grown-ups.
Uh-oh, we're grown-ups.
Got to fix your camera, too.
I got the top of my head.
You look like Kilroy was here. Why don't you just pull the whole thing closer to you? Like the whole, yeah, there you go.
Mechanism.
Yeah, the whole mechanism. All right.
Hey,
oh, much better. We don't. I'm just giving you a warning before the show starts. We don't do April Fool's Day jokes on this show. So
I don't like April. Like it's the same thing. Birthdays with grown people.
Well, that's legit though. No. Like birthdays are. It is the day you got born.
You
like,
don't age out of anything.
This is. Oh, I do. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
You age out of April Fool's.
But here's I saw on Twitter someone write, in an era of misinformation, April Fool's Day just doesn't hit the same way that it used to. And it's so right on because there wasn't all this misinformation years ago. So an April Fool's joke was kind of funny or cute. But now everyone's lying all day long. There's Twitter accounts that are literally made to feed bad information to see if someone will fish. So, yeah, April Fool's Day, that's not my thing.
I got today.
You did?
By my daughter.
What'd she do?
She calls me this morning early, like 7:20, and I'm up with Chaz and running around, so I call her back. She says, Daddy, I was at practice yesterday, and I broke my ankle. They x-rayed it, and I can't walk for 6 weeks. I'm on crutches. I'm now currently about to text the Dolphins pediatric group or whatever, the therapy group. I'm going to get the x-rays. Like, I'm going to call her coach. I'm going to get this figured out. And she was like, yeah, they say 6 weeks.
You're going to fix the broken ankle over the phone?
I'm going to figure out something over the phone because I'm a equal sign guy.
Gotcha.
Okay, broken ankle. Let me figure out everything I can do to make the other side of the equal sign right. Daddy, so it's 6 weeks after April 1st. April Fools. Love you, Ava. I'll call you back. Had me locked in. I'm on emails already.
The first thing I do every April 1st, I text DJ and Lori on our thread, even if she's laying next to me. First thing I do, I text them, don't get fooled by an April Fool's joke today.
Can I get on that thread?
I'll get you on that thread. I'll get you on that April 1st
They got
thread.
me this morning, Hoch.
Yeah, well, April Fool's Day. If I told you, though, that the Marlins were going to start the season 4-1, and I don't care that it's against the Rockies and the White Sox, you'd have maybe thought it was an April Fool's. And they're winning right now, too. They've got I said to Len right before we went on, I said, I don't really even feel like doing a show today. Can I just flip the Marlins game on for the FM here and call it a day? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. Go home. I said, all right.
Nobody gave me this memo.
The Marlins game, if you want to listen right now, is on AM 560. Marlins game is on AM 560. Getaway day for the Fish. They'll be in the Bronx, taking on the Yankees this weekend.
We're going to see what they got this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. But let's enjoy it while we got it.
Yes.
And then you may have thought it was an April Fool's joke if I told you after winning the Stanley Cup 2 consecutive seasons, the Panthers aren't even going to make the playoffs. Good win last night aside. But that's not an April Fool's. Now, if I told you the Heat were going to be in the play-in, you'd probably go, all right, Groundhog's Day. That one's not April Fool's. That's like
about what they do.
That's what they do. Solana's at the Kaseya Center right now, ready for a little Heat action tonight. Heat and Celtics tonight. Solana, the early line when you left early yesterday, the early line, Crowder and I were going over it, was Heat +5 or 5.5.
It went up.
Did it go up?
Yeah.
Anybody out tonight that we should know, Solana?
Norman Powell is out again for the Miami Heat. And Andrew Wiggins was questionable, but the 2 p.m. injury report has him as probable. I mean, you say that, but you're going up against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
We know.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
wing defender in the NBA. We know. You get so
yeah.
serious. We can joke about anything. You go, but not Andrew Wiggins. Oh.
Jason Tatum is watching the injury report.
All right.
Please, no Wiggs.
Anyway,
Your boy
Solana's
Vooch
at
is
the,
out, though. Your boy
Paseo
Vooch.
Center. I forgot he was
He's
on
out.
Boston.
Yeah. He's got that right finger got fractured. I think it was like his second or third game.
He's still out from that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to get to today. Josh Appel is going to join us. Coach Larenega is going to join us for an entire hour, as he always does on Wednesdays. Today, as we always mention, begins my... Well, it's not always, because like this year is unique to itself. But today begins my 13th year as the afternoon drive host on QAM. 13th year, which is staggering if you think about it. I may have had a longer tenure in afternoon drive than Mandich. I honestly don't know.
I don't know the numbers, but it's that.
Hank? Like I honestly don't know. I'm approaching that kind of length at afternoon drive.
I've been down here 2005, so 21 years.
Yeah.
And there's nobody that's done 13.
Because Joe's been doing mornings.
Mornings, but Joe's been doing.
But Joe,
mornings,
now that let me think about it though, because Joe was at 790 with me I started at 790 in 04. I have been on either 790 The Ticket or WQAM since 2004, with only a 3-month break in between. But at afternoon drive on QAM, yeah, Joe was here though before I got here.
Yeah.
He was back on QAM, so he's probably doing mornings here for 15, 16 years consecutively.
I know he was here before you because I used to go with him 2 days a week and then Sid 2 days a week when I retired in 11.
Right. And Joe was already back on QAM at that point because he came over to 790 The Ticket for a cup of coffee. He was there maybe 2 or 3
Is he
years.
real? Is Joe Rose real, or is he just an AI robot at this point? Like he'll be on after mornings. He'll be on mornings until
Peptides.
What, like 2085?
Joe's been 45 for 20 years.
And because the seasons oftentimes are so similar, you could probably just replay the callers and just have an AI answer. But today does begin my 13th year in afternoon drive, which makes it my 12-year anniversary. It's a little confusing for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the 13th anniversary should be the 13th year or whatever, but that's not the way things work. But the original lineup, I just want to give them all a shout out. The original lineup was Zach Krantz, Shay Tabb, and Victor Bermudez. Mm-hmm. And our program director was Andy King back then. And it was fun. And during the 13 years here, we've had as our executive producer, Vic Bermudez to start. Then it became Andy King. Then it was Eric Falero. And now it is Solana. And we've added Jimmy to the mix. So very good lineups and fun that we've had over 13 years.
The difference between sports and radio, I still talk to every name you just said.
Yes.
I don't talk to all my ex-teammates. I talk to everybody I work with in radio.
I was looking, kind of trying to make a list today. Everyone that's, crossed my path, I still talk with all my GMs. Joe Bell, over the 13 years here, Joe Bell, then Steve Carver, then Carrie Ann Worley, and now Claudia Menegas. And I'm friendly with all of them. Joe Bell, by the way, for those of you who have been listening to QAM forever, Joe Bell used to be a punching bag all the time for Hank Goldberg, and they used to call him Jolly Joe. He was very heavy back then. He lost a lot of weight when we were working for him at QAM. Joe Bell suffered a heart attack a couple of weeks ago and is on the mend, though. He's got a new pacemaker, and had some surgery to repair the arteries or whatever, and he's on the mend. But I talk with Joe every April 1st because it's the anniversary of my work, and he's the one who brought me here to QAM. The only person I don't talk to, I've had 3 program directors.
I know his answer.
I've had 3 program directors in my 13 years. 13 years, 3 program directors is not bad, right? Is that? Yeah, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Andy King, Ryan McGuire, and Len Weiner.
Weiner.
Is it Weiner?
It is.
I never know because Stugatz is John Weiner. And I don't know who so Len is Weiner?
It's Weiner.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I talk still with Andy King and Len, of course.
Yeah.
I love Len. I don't talk. I have no relationship with Brian McGuire.
I've done multi-million-dollar contracts. I've sat in rooms with some people. One of the most uncomfortable situations I've ever been in was sitting in a room with you and Ryan McGuire. You remember me? I couldn't even talk.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, you used to light his ass up.
We did not see eye to eye.
But I do like to point out every year when we start crushing Ryan McGuire, because I have no reason to defend him either. I had terrible experiences with him too, but he's the one who paired you two, and he's also the one who hired me too. So like, as much as we may not have a relationship with him,
no, 100%. I owe him a lot because he ended up pairing me with Crowder, which this is the happiest I've ever been doing radio. The 4 of us, to me, like, this is the happiest I've ever been. But yeah, he's the one who did that. Now, was it just because of happenstance? Because CBS had taken over our radio, or had sold our radio stations, and your partner at the time was Adam Cooperstein, who was working locally for CBS, and they decided, well, we don't want a CBS guy anymore because we're not CBS. Is that the way it worked?
It was CBS. He was
NBC. I did it backwards.
Yeah.
CBS took us over. He was working for a different affiliate, and they're like, well, we don't want to give airtime every day to a different affiliate.
Yes.
So then Crowder was just kind of waving out in the breeze.
I already had a contract. I was sitting at home getting paid.
So did Ryan McGuire really say, hey, here's a brilliant idea? Or was he just kind of forced to say, well, let me throw him on with Hoch and Krantz and see what happens?
And that's what happened. Yeah. But,
well, he hired me. I mean, that was a brilliant idea.
That was a brilliant idea.
Brilliant, dumb mistake.
Dumb mistake.
I mean, Beast didn't want to hire me at 790, and Ryan McGuire did. So credit
and
Ryan
I
McGuire.
Think we probably owe a big thank you as well to the person I kind of consider the 5th member of the show, who's going to be joining us today, Josh Appel, because he's kind of our permanent fill-in host, and he's, at a moment's notice, if we need someone, he's always there. So, but yeah, what a fun 12 years it's been, and this is year number 13, and we will we'll forge ahead. And if we get tired of doing it, we'll just flip on the Marlins game.
But you bring up Appel, and a lot of people don't know this, that you go to bat for a lot of people.
I do. If I think they're worthy.
You've gone to bat for me. You went to bat for Solana. You went to bat for Appel. Now with Gelby, you went and talked to them about Gelby coming on.
Zach Gelb is going to fill in for us tomorrow, by the way.
A lot of people don't know. I know Hoch mess around and we joke around a lot, but Hoch will go and put his foot in the dirt. Is that a phrase?
Well, I'll also put my foot in the dirt opposite ways, as I did with Ryan McGuire for about 4 years.
Hoch will go and address situations if he thinks positive or negative, but he really has you have a large web, or what's a coaching tree.
I don't mind
you have
sticking
a
my
tree
beak in everyone's business if I feel like my beak belongs.
You have a tree, a coaching tree of where you are, and other people have come off of your tree in radio. So I don't know if a lot of people know that you really you go to bat for a lot of people.
Hoch, it's your BAM year. Let's hit 83 points this year, baby. Let's go.
Let's hit 83 points. I'm going to try to do 83 shows in this calendar year. I am going to try to. How many shows do I normally?
Way more than that.
How many shows do I normally do? Well, listen, in deference to Bam, like he should have done for Kobe, I'm going to tap out this year at 82 shows in deference to Bam.
And respect for you, I'm going to stop at 82 as well.
Much appreciated.
No problem.
Crowder's off for Passover tomorrow.
Yes. Man, I'm not passing over with y'all. Y'all want to pass over? We all going to pass over.
Anyway, we will celebrate. I didn't book any guests for the 4 o'clock hour, so maybe we can do a, the Marlon Shirley or something to celebrate my radio greatness.
Get it ready.
The Alexa Google Home experience, something like that. The band, the Eagles, legendary band, the Eagles, are coming to Hard Rock Live in May. We're giving away a pair of tickets every day this week. Today, we will give away the pair of tickets at 5:20. 5:20 this afternoon. So make sure you're listening. If you don't win them, you can purchase them at casino.hardrock.com or Ticketmaster. Just search up Hard Rock Live Hollywood. You'll see the concert calendar there. I don't have the Marlins game on in here. I'm guessing Sandy Alcantara's out at this point. Is he still pitching, Jimmy?
Yeah, he's still pitching.
He is, because
it's the bottom of the fourth now.
I have a parlay. Oh, it's the bottom of the fourth?
Yeah.
I thought it was the bottom of the eighth.
No, it's the bottom of the fourth.
Oh, okay.
They're crushing them, man.
Because I have a parlay working. Sandy, 4 strikeouts or more. He's got 3 right now. Owen Casey, the Maple Masher, to get a hit. He's got a hit. And the Marlins to win. So Marlins are up 8-0 in the fourth.
Hey, beating that out.
I need one more Sandy K. And then I'll have that parlay as long as the White Sox don't ring up 9 or more. All right, let's get headlines here for April 1st with Alejandro Solana.
So can we just bring up the Marlins? Like, if something exciting happens, are we able to do that finally? Because I know we discussed it.
Yeah, why not? Do you know how to bring up the Marlins game right now, Jimmy? Do you know how to bring up the feed?
I'll work on it.
All right. What do you got to do? You got to dig a trench or something? Like when you say you'll work on it, what would happen there?
I have to look at the routers.
All right.
The routers.
What?
I think he's right. I think he's right.
I don't think.
I think he's right. He's looking at to where the Marlins feed gets routed into the board. You wouldn't call it a router, but yeah, I mean he can flip the wheel, of course. But yeah, he can get it routed into the board, is what he was saying.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, don't start messing with them knobs. Jimmy.
Yeah, I've thought better of it. I thought that no knob touching. No.
We sound good, Jim.
Yeah, no knob touching. I prefer when you just look at me confused. Like, that was way too quick. Yeah, I got it. Let me just let me figure out the routing situation. I'm like, oh, I like old Jimmy better.
You're gonna play drops. We don't know what's going on.
I have a confession to make to both of you here before we even get to official headlines. And this will
trust me, we all know.
You ain't worth a damn.
You son of a bitch. I've been working on this for 24 hours. It's undercut me.
Oh, I didn't expect that one. What you got, Solana? Oh man, y'all had my stomach hurt. First segment.
I watched My Cousin Vinny last night, and I was wrong about that movie. I owe both of you an apology. I owe Joe Pesci an apology. That movie effing rocks, man.
It's
effing
great.
rocks.
Amazing.
It's a great movie. There's not a slow moment in that movie. You want more at the end of it.
The isolated scenes with 1 or 2 people that could make you laugh out loud with just dialogue.
I mean, him and Marissa Tomei, Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei together. Everything about it is brilliant. The judge, the 2 Utes.
You what?
The 2 what?
The lunch, breakfast, dinner.
Oh my God! What do you want? You want breakfast? Yeah, 2.
I'm gonna go breakfast.
What a great movie!
The Miami Heat do play tonight. The Marlins are winning, and the Panthers yesterday, they rocked the Senators. But if you're a Comcast TV subscriber, you had a horrible experience watching the Panthers last night because midway through the second period, the Panthers leading, I think it was 5-1 at that point. Comcast dropped their coverage of Scripps TV stations.
So it happened during the game?
During the second period yesterday.
Wow, because I saw, I was at Broward Center last night, and I saw on my Twitter feed, all of a sudden, like, Barry Jackson's like, hey, if you're a Comcast customer, you're not getting the Panthers because there's a carriage dispute now. I didn't realize they dropped the channel during the game.
Mid-game?
That's wild to me. So I guess their deal ended, say, at 8 p.m. that night. And so
Right.
the Panthers probably dropped the puck at 7, and then all of a sudden at 8, flip.
That's childish.
That's crazy.
That
man.
is childish.
That's Bush League.
That's big business,
Yeah.
man. That's big business.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's the Panthers playing on every Scripps station, is it? Like, isn't Scripps all over
but
the country?
Scripps it's all over the country. Scripps has a deal, a carriage deal with Comcast, but it expired yesterday. All over the nation, not just locally.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's messed up or Bush League in terms of like disrespecting Panthers fans. I'm sure some took it that way.
Yeah,
but
that's the
they
that's
could have
the
been
deal.
doing reruns of Laguna Beach in Seattle, like whatever,
Right,
like whatever was playing on a Scripps station at 8 p.m. was also getting cut off.
It just went to black.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
probably
like-
gets one of those message screens,
That's, keep the viewership for the next hour and a half and then cut it off. Like
that's not the way business works, man.
mid-game.
If you own a restaurant and I'm the landlord and your lease is up and you didn't sign a new lease with me, you go, hey, I'm in the middle of dinner service though. I don't care. Door's locked.
The rest of the customers have to leave before their entree comes.
Nope. I own the building. You didn't pay. You didn't renew the lease. Door's locked. Now
No.
you can't leave.
You can't leave.
And one more TV note. The Marlins and CBS Miami announced a partnership. They're going to air a ton of games, 10 simulcast games this upcoming season or this season.
They did it last year too, right?
Yeah, it was with
I found-
CBS, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I found the Heat game on Peacock the other night.
So did I.
I was proud of myself.
Well, very easy though, because the moment you log into Peacock, it's the first thing up there. Do you want to watch the game?
and it was Bam.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
It was Bam's face,
Yep.
and that made it easy
Yep.
for me to click play, and the game came straight on.
Yep.
I don't get to watch those broadcasts. How do you guys like the broadcast on Peacock? Because I heard just on the drive in, I heard Tobin kind of crushing it. Tobin and Leroy saying like, we don't need the sideline reporter sitting on Spo's lap. We don't.
It's
I
a
don't-
little bit
I haven't
different.
experienced
Yeah,
it.
it's a little bit different because they keep a player situated right there at the
Yeah.
bench, and it's just it's cutesier than I need it to be, but it's different.
I would say it's the new age of media, the right now of having something not like
Access
Yeah.
constantly, like you see it on the Netflix baseball game opening day and whatever. Like you're interviewing people through the game, and
the ADD that we have nowadays. Where back in the day, it was the same camera just panning left and right like a tennis match.
Yeah.
Now they want interaction at all costs, and I have no problem with it. I don't give a damn what them dudes say, but I watch the game.
All right, guys, your weather in South Florida right now, it is 81 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the mid 70s. That weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
All right, Josh Appel is going to join us in the next segment. Cheetah Pompano, that's a great spot to watch a game. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida to entertain. Of course, Cheetah Pompano has the amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. Happy hour specials till 6. Remember, you can watch the remaining tournament games at Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. I think you got 2 on Saturday, and then you'll have a championship game. Slam dunk season. So make plans to watch the games there. Cheetah Pompano, Cheetah Palm Beach. Don't forget, if you're planning a bachelor party, no better place to have it than Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. You can get the details online or at either of the clubs. You want details on anything Cheetah, just check out cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Who would be interested in Abuela Danger?
Got what you
All right. So today is the beginning of my 13th year in Afternoon Drive on QAM. And I said at the beginning of the show, really, the fifth member of the show is Josh Appel.
Mm-hmm.
And so we gave him some love. And look at that. He looks all excited about that, but it is true. So we salute you, Joshy, for being the de facto fifth member of the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana experience with Jimmy Garcia and Josh Appel.
Tip this cap.
Thank you. Proud member.
Look at that. Man, a few words. Josh Appel. Josh Appel is a play-by-play broadcaster for the NFL on Sports USA nationally. He's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. By the way, he is plenty busy calling soccer matches right now. Tonight, he's got second-round action of the U.S. Open World Cup, Tennessee Tempo, and Chattanooga FC. That's on Paramount+. Saturday, he's got USL Championship, Louisville City and Charleston Battery, 4 p.m. ESPN+. And Saturday night, he's got Monterey Bay and San Antonio FC on Golazo at 10 p.m. By the way, today being April Fool's Day, and we were talking about how we don't do April Fool's Day jokes on this show, and we're not down with them. Unfunny Lewis texted me. I was listening to you guys. Channing says you age out of this. Hell no, this is my holiday.
Come on, Lou.
Unfunny Lewis loves April Fool's Day. And then I get a text from Chef over at Funky Buddha. I'm on a text thread with Chef and Ryan and KC. The reason that I was texting them today is National Sourdough Bread Day. So I text KC. I go, still waiting. Because remember, his wife was going to make us loaves of sourdough bread.
I never received mine.
Neither did I. And he said, oh, he's going to work on it this weekend. I said, okay, I'll see it if I believe it. But Chef texts, should have run a sourdough special today, but nachos have hit the menu. And then he writes, April Fool's Day. And I wrote to him, it's a joke that having nachos on a menu at a brewery would be an April Fool's Day joke. That's absurd.
It was duck confit.
Well, but what I am going to dedicate myself to in my 13th year of Afternoon Drive
Your push.
is getting nachos on the menu at Funky Buddha as a permanent feature with no duck confit, just ground beef, sour cream, jalapenos, some beans, some nacho chips,
cheese.
maybe a thing of, some cheese and some guac maybe. And we're good to go.
You've been working on this for years, though.
It's crazy that it hasn't happened yet. Anyway, you're doing a lot of soccer. Josh, I got to ask you that just off the topic here for 1 second, because I want to get the Marlins, I want to get the Dolphins. But the Inter Miami Stadium opens on Saturday. Has there been enough hubbub about this? Like, do you see any kind of, I don't know, maybe if I'm just removed from it, but I feel like there should be more excitement over this.
I've seen some things on social media, but also like this is a as close to a photo finish as you'll find as far as trying to get a stadium done in time to host a game. From my understanding, there is enough done for them to host this game, but it's not fully done like maybe they would have hoped it to be. It's just done enough. So it'll be interesting to see how this all transpires with all the traffic around the airport, all the traffic around the stadium, and just how actually finished it is. But yeah, it's done enough for them to host a game.
We have a soft open.
Sounds like it. It sounds like there's going to be areas that you can't access.
I think it's more the stuff around the stadium, because I've seen enough stuff from inside the stadium, the grounds, the bleachers. I believe most of the concessions, all that stuff is ready to host people. What it appears to me is still, TBD whether or not it'll be ready Saturday. Is the stuff I was explaining to you guys earlier, like around the stadium, the parking lots, just like the construction all around the stadium. I just drove by there right now, half an hour ago.
It still seems like an active construction site.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It doesn't seem like it. Like, it's evidently still an active construction site.
Is this house that Messi built?
Oh,
If
yeah.
Messi's not here, does this happen? Is this something that
I think they
Yes.
play
new
at
age people are
Lockhart.
going to do?
I think they play at Lockhart for the entirety of the franchise if Messi didn't end up coming here.
It probably accelerated the process, but they were always going to be temporarily at Lockhart and then move into a stadium eventually. But Messi likely accelerated that process. I just, as a Broward resident, I mean, I'm going to miss having them down the street from where I'm at and a stone's throw away from the Wendy's and Extreme Action Indoor Park.
Yeah, but now you get to enjoy the sights and sounds of the airport while enjoying.
I always loved that about watching games at the old Shea Stadium of the planes flying over.
Planes flying over.
Yeah,
it's kind of neat. How about these Marlins, Josh? Something about these Marlins. You did this last year.
About
and
these Marlins.
And it was kind of tongue in cheek, but they do seem to be exciting. Like there is. And I'm going to put the Rockies and the White Sox aside because it's a great way to open a schedule, right? To play the Rockies and the White Sox. Yeah. What will we find out about them, though, this weekend, say, against the Yankees, which seems to be a little better competition?
Well, let's start here. You'd much rather, the Marlins look like they're about to move to 5-1. You'd much rather be 5-1 after playing the first 6 games against the Rockies and the White Sox than 1-5. The Rockies came to South Florida last season. I believe Steven Strom pointed this out to you guys and swept the Marlins here last year. Sandy looks phenomenal through a start and a half at this point. I don't know if they're going to let him go. He's at 57 pitches to start the 6th inning. That's
that we replay these, and he's just going to keep giving you live updates. Really, it's galling at this point how he's done this.
Whatever. 5th member of the show. Happy anniversary.
It like from the jump, it's been this.
I think that this is about as great of a start as you could imagine for this team. Liam Wicks, leads the league in RBIs. He has been.
I take it back. You're not the 5th member of the show.
Gelb, the new permanent.
Yeah, I think Gelb is the 5th member of the show. Cunha maybe 6. I'm going to go Coach L, 7. I don't know if Josh cracks the top 10.
You used to encourage the Will Weedo thing.
Yeah. No, never.
You encouraged
never.
it.
Never. Never.
He's got his work cut out for him this offseason.
Yes.
No, look, it's the Marlins are going to go and face a team in the Yankees over the weekend on the road in the Bronx, a team that figures to compete for the AL East, figures to compete in the AL. And it's going to be a good litmus test for them early in the season. They'll have Yuri Perez starting on Friday night. And if there was ever a afternoon
game.
Yeah, if there was ever a big game on a Friday in early April in the Major League Baseball season, game number 7 of 162, this would be it. It's always fun when the Marlins and Yankees match up. Potential Jazz Chisholm Jr. revenge series against the Marlins again this weekend. But, this is more of the same from what we saw from this group last year. Do you know who has the best record in baseball over the last 100 games?
Marlins.
The Dodgers and the Marlins. They're both 57 and 43.
That's wild.
What, Josh, what side's going to let us down? Because we were talking to Strom yesterday. He was talking about Yuri and Sandy and the whole if they stay healthy thing. Nobody plans to get hurt. But Yuri, Sandy, Meyer, Paddock, Junk, like that pitching core or our bats? What's more likely to let us down with this 5-1 start?
Well, the Marlins starting pitching staff last season did not go deep into games very often. The bullpen eventually became overtaxed. The Marlins so far this season, they've gotten deep outings from their starting rotation. The bullpen is fresh. It's been the best bullpen in baseball through the first 6 games. So hopefully the staff, which has the talent, can hold up. They're doing well enough offensively right now without Kyle Stowers. I'm curious to see what they look like when he comes back and how they juggle the rest of the guys in the order. But pitching is always a crapshoot, and
the first 3 though, Sandy, Yuri, and Max Meyer.
Right,
that's formidable, no?
For sure, and it seems like they've taken the kid gloves off of Yuri Perez, and they're going to approach his season like he's a full go and not manage his innings like they have in the past. You understood it last year because he was coming off Tommy John and he's still a young guy, but now he's a full year off of that, and hopefully the kid gloves are off there. If any indication from his first start, that's the case. I'm a little worried about Chris Paddock. I think Jansen Junk's a solid back end of the rotation guy.
What made you worry about Chris Paddock?
What's so interesting about his start,
Getting rocked.
his start was not great, but like his underlying numbers, there wasn't a lot of hard hit balls. Batting average on the balls in play was like 500, which is something that's not sustainable. And he was getting a lot of swings and misses. So I don't know if that evens out as his season continues, but the numbers, just the classic ERA, runs allowed, it's in line with his struggles the last couple of seasons. So to answer your question, Crowder, it's like the back end of the rotation for me. If the back end of the rotation, that's the biggest.
You believe in the bats, though, because they're beating the hell out of the White Sox, but the White Sox are playing. They're a middle school team.
It's just they give solid at-bats to everybody, and maybe they'll struggle to score runs over the course of the season, but they battle hard, and they work the count, and whatever this hitting group is doing, it's working. Liam Wicks was a Rule 5 pick last year, and he came up and had to stay in the major leagues, or else if the Marlins sent him down, he'd have to be returned to his previous organization. And Liam Hicks had a great first year with the Marlins last year and leads the league in RBIs right now, having an unbelievable start to 2026. There are a lot of examples of guys who maybe you don't expect a lot out of. Kyle Stowers had an all-star season last year, and he could barely hit the ball the year before when he first arrived here.
Let's not forget, too, they have a break glass in case of emergency player with Davison De Los Santos, who probably would be in conversation right now for all-star team if he wasn't shadow banned.
I mean, you're taking the shadow banning. Thank God that the Hoch and Stugatz pod didn't exist last year when Matt Mervis was here, because I've seen the Davison De Los Santos shadow banned crusade just about everywhere. Could you imagine if when Mervis was getting shadow banned last year and Hoch was able to spew that in other places like he is right now?
Crazy that I got to get the word out.
Spew.
Hey, Appel, what's the score right now?
Well, the game ended about 35, 40 minutes ago.
I thought I was going to get him again.
Just no savvy.
Is it Owen Casey? He had the big walk-off. It appears to me, Appel, like he has it. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, for the love of God.
Solana, that is great analysis.
It's an it question.
It appears to him, by the way, it appears to Solana with his baseball eye.
Oh, okay.
That Owen Casey, the Maple Masher, has it.
Oh, it.
What does he have, Solana? What does he have?
Well, Hoch, perhaps you have the untrained eye, but those of us who know ball, we can tell when somebody has it.
It.
What is
and
it?
The Maple
like
Masher Big Red. You don't get called Big Red by the admin of the Marlins if you don't have it. And I was just wondering what Appel's thoughts were on that.
Totally agree. And if I know Solana, I mean, he was locked into the World Baseball Classic watching Team Canada and their journey through the WBC. And he saw some of those ABs that Owen Casey was taking in that tournament. And you're seeing it translate into the Major League regular season with the start that Big Red, the Maple Masher, is having for the Marlins. I'm totally with Solana here. Sometimes you just know. And Owen Casey, he has it.
All right. We've got confirmation that he's got it.
What's it?
I don't know yet, but we're going to find out at some point.
The goods.
Hey, there you go. Finally, we got a definition of it. The goods.
It's like saying Owen Casey is him. You don't need to explain it. You just know what it means. He has it.
No. I was curious what Solana in particular saw because he said, I have recognized that he's got it. And I'm not certain that Solana could recognize a fastball or a slider or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he could recognize almost anything when it comes to baseball.
I think he knows how to read a count.
So, right.
2, 3, 3,
on his
2,
call, weren't you were on the FIU-FAU call last night?
I was.
Yeah, I heard you at one point. You said the count is 6-1. Now, what is that?
A lot of balls.
They're juggling a lot of balls in the air.
Those are CUSA rules, Hawk. It's a totally different game out there.
Do that. I know it's so early on in the season, Josh, but is there is there the thought that this could be a playoff team, a wild card team, the Marlins? Like, is that out of the realm of possibility?
They finished 4 games under 500 last year. They were in the thick of that wild card race until just about the end of the season. I think with this version of Sandy and the bullpen performing the way it is, and if the bats can be just good enough, like, there's no reason why this team cannot be in that conversation again this season. There's no reason why they can't be.
Josh, what number do you chase? 162. That's a lot of game. What's the number you chase? I've never heard anybody tell me. Is it 500? Is it 81? What number are you chasing?
Well, they've only got 1 loss, so 161-1 would be what I'm chasing.
You're chasing.
Probably like 84 to like 86 wins probably gets you that last wild card spot. I think 83 got it last year. So somewhere in that 83 to 87 range is probably the number that they have to get to.
Who do we owe the thanks to for having a team that's competitive and fun, at least? Is it Peter Bendix?
It is Peter Bendix, his front office. It's Clayton McCullough for pushing the right buttons, even though Hoch disagrees from time to time. And
You can't shadow ban every monster dong hitter. It seems like a faulty MO.
I think he must listen to the show. That's the only explanation for why he has it out for your guys.
Oh, well, hey, Clayton, if you're listening, my guy is Josh Appel. My guy is attention, Clayton McCullough. My guy is Josh Appel.
Is it Waiting Wakala?
No, Weeder Wendix. Yeah,
Weeder Wendix. Well, hey, we got to make the playoffs first before we give a Weeder Wendix. But he might have earned one of those W's. He might be Weeder Bendix right now or Peter Wendix.
All right. Okay, we'll get there. All right. Josh Appel. We always enjoy talking to Josh Appel. Well, when I say always, a bit of an exaggeration because we didn't today.
Well,
Josh Appel.
Clayton's definitely listening right now because the game is obviously over.
My man.
Saving it at the end. Doing his best to save it at the end. Josh Appel. Thank you, Joshua.
Thank you, guys. Happy anniversary, Hawk.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. It's just enough with this guy. From now on, I'll just keep him on my text thread with Whittingham, and I won't subject you guys to this anymore.
We have Wicks.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Crowder.
Hawk.
Crowder.
Hawk.
Unk.
Text WQAM on the Kansas
Hey, Coach, you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you. And
Okay.
you hear me through your headphones, right?
Okay. Talk.
Test 1 2. Test.
Talk
Test
again.
1 2 3. Boom.
Yep, we're good.
Awesome. All right. Great.
All right. I'm ready.
Yeah, if that happens and you have to reconnect to the chat, no problem. No big deal.
Okay.
Like what you just did right now, that's cool.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put
Keep my
you.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'll put you behind the scenes again, and we should be back in about 5 minutes, Coach.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep. Ready. Here we go. Get ready for that 3 o'clock. Just to set the scene here for the 3 o'clock hour, I am sitting in the studio with Crowder. He is doing scratch-off lottery tickets and eating boiled peanuts.
Yes.
He stopped at the gas station. That's his home away from home. And he got boiled peanuts and scratchers.
That's what real men do.
That's what real men do.
That's
I've never
what I
experienced that. Coach Jim Larenega is with us here, as he always joins us in the 3 o'clock hour on Wednesdays. He is the winningest coach in University of Miami men's basketball history. And we love the hour that he spends with us. It flies by. And I told you on the phone earlier today, I was coming out of the box with UConn and Duke. So I'm going to come out of the box. We have a lot of stuff to get to, but I want to start there because that was one of those great March Madness finishes. And we debated on the show the next day whether there was coaching issues for Duke, whether there were situational issues for players, whether it was just a confluence of incredible moments, somebody's finger being long enough to like what, when you watch what happened there at the end of the UConn Duke game and you parse what happened, what do you, a winning coach, see?
Hold on. I lost you guys.
Well, we're right here. What happened? You just you took your video off. Solana, you said this was all set.
Mm-hmm. We don't have a winning.
And it was a great setup by you, I got to be honest. I mean, that was prime Chris Paul throwing the lob, but Coach Held never jumped. I mean, he just watched the ball kind of sail over him.
Interesting. Well, now what do I do?
We got the Marlins we can flip to.
Go to network. Jimmy got excited when Hoch wasn't in here right when the segment was about to start. So I told him go to network.
I just have pop on the Marlins.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you before. We never did hear you.
Oh, wait a minute. All I know now, I can see myself twice. Is there an echo?
No, but you always seem to open two browsers.
Because this update, my computer keeps telling me to update.
Can you just update it already? Every week, the guy comes on with us, and he's like, I keep getting this up. Just update the computer.
Well, considering I'm the seventh guy in your standings, you can understand. I want you to know, Hoch, I raced to get here to be on time. I was at my chiropractor, Dr. Chris Getz, and his amazing staff. Maracy, Marisol, and Emily take care of me every week so I can come on the show youthful with energy. And then you throw the Duke loss and UConn win at me. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. What no one talked about during the moment. If you were Danny Hurley and you're down 2 with 10 seconds to go, what are you telling your team?
Foul.
Foul.
Yeah.
The ball inbounded to Cameron Boozer. They didn't foul him. It went back to Sarr. They didn't foul him. They threw it to Caden Boozer in the middle of the court. They didn't foul him. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, are they really looking to force the turnover? And then all of a sudden at that moment, Caden tries to throw the long pass. It gets deflected, then stolen, then the magical 3. So one of the announcers was saying all he had to do was hold the ball. Well, there's 10 seconds left. If they just start holding the ball, then it's going to be free throws. You know, and you miss a free throw down 2, the same situation. They can come down and bury a 3 for the win. So in my mind, it was Connecticut got lucky. They didn't foul, which they should have. Duke executed the press attack right up until that turnover. So they inbounded, got it back, got it to the middle. Everything looked good. All they had to do was get it over those defenders' hands, and it would have been a Duke win moving on to the Final Four. So a lot of things had to go right for Connecticut and wrong for Duke for that to happen.
Was that coaching? Was it Shire and who was it, Hurley and Shire? Like, did anybody make a mistake coaching wise?
Unless Hurley didn't tell them to foul, right? Like, but he had to have told them.
He had to tell them to foul. They're down 2. No, I honestly, in all these games, I don't care if it's the NBA, college, high school, players win the game. That kid Mullins made a fantastic shot. All right. And you got to give Connecticut the credit for sticking with it and actually not fouling, which probably wasn't the plan. It was probably to foul. So I just want you guys to know coaching is overrated.
That's a lot of
Yeah, well, because even in that moment, the argument we were having, Coach, was that Caden Boozer, that Shire was telling them to advance the ball, and that at that moment there should have been a timeout. But to me, that's more player awareness, understanding.
Wait a minute, they call a timeout then? They're in the open court. They had just broken the press. If you call a timeout, you got to go against the press again.
Which they executed perfectly. But my point was that if it's anybody's fault in that situation, I don't think it's anybody's fault per se. Like, UConn made a hell of a play. It's a half an inch from going over their hands. It's a half an inch. But theoretically, unless you are 1,000 billion% sure that you can make that pass, you shouldn't try to attempt the pass. So if it's anybody's fault, it is Caden Boozer's fault because he didn't get the pass over the defenders. He should have held on to the ball at that point. There would have been 3 seconds left in the game. He would have been going to the foul line.
Yeah, now that part, I was talking to my son and my grandsons about what should have happened. And I said, well, I know if it was me, I just would have held the ball and got fouled, made the 2 free throws, and we win the game. Because I would have been thinking, if I was Caden Boozer, I got 15 points right now. I'd like to really have 17. That's the way I look at those things. I want to be at the foul line at the end of those games. I lived for that moment.
If you're the head coach, like, can Shire sleep that night? Like, how would you have reacted? I'm sure you've had buzzer beating losses before. I don't know if it's something that costs you a trip to the Final Four, but like, how do you handle that night the next day when it sinks in?
There's a number of routines, I'll say. Number one, I don't talk to anybody. Not my wife, not my coaches.
You talking about any loss?
Any
or
loss.
Like
I have to digest the loss and evaluate it, what I should have done, what we could have done, how the players played. I got to break down the tape. I come home. When we win, I go out with my wife and friends and we celebrate. All right, maybe I'll go to the table of knowledge and hang out with those guys.
Because the table of knowledge.
Hey, last night I was at the table of knowledge. All they wanted to know was what I would have done with the Duke UConn game, and then I talked to you, Hoch, and you want to talk to, and I'm saying to myself, yeah. When you're at the table of knowledge or on the radio show, everybody's got good ideas, right? But when you're in the heat of the moment, that's a whole different story, whether you're a player or a coach. And if we lose, I don't care. Every loss hurts. So I would go home. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not talking with my friends. I'm going home and breaking down the tape. I'm not sleeping that night. If we win, celebrate. It's fun. You won the game.
Is it the Pat Riley thing? There's winning and there's misery. Is it like is that legit for you, or was that legit for you?
Absolutely.
Really?
The agony and the ecstasy.
But
losing is agony, and winning is kind of like relief.
But a game at the beginning of the season, non-conference game, losing that game, unexpected even if it was, it was agony for you.
Yeah. If I expected to win and lost, yeah, that's upsetting. Very much so. Because we lost one year, we lost to Alabama by 32 points in a non-conference game. All right. I'm thinking after that game, we might not win another game this season. I got to break down this tape and figure out how we can get at least one more win. And you know what we did after that game? We won 10 straight. And we went to the Elite Eight that year. So you just don't know how your players are going to respond or even how your staff will respond. And your fans, you lose by 32, no one's showing up at the Watsco to watch the next game.
What, Coach, what's the easier loss, I guess? I don't know if that's a good phrase, but a 32-point loss to Alabama or a game like Duke and UConn play where you lose it with a second left on the clock?
No, those 1-point losses, those last second shots that beat you, they live with you for a long, long time. 32-point loss. The next day, I went into the office and I apologized to my staff. I said, hey, look, that loss was my fault. They said, what do you mean, your fault? We lost by 32. I said, yeah, we played zone. We're no good at zone. We're not going to zone anymore this year. And I told the players that. I said, look, maybe we're just not a zone team. I wanted to find that out in the non-conference, and we did. We found out we stink at zone. We just got to get better at the man-to-man so we can make the adjustments in our man-to-man defense. And then the best part about it was Sam Wardenberg was our captain, our leader, and our spokesperson, a real ambassador and for the team. And he turned to everybody and said, hey, listen, all we got to do is listen to Coach L. Coach L will get us right. And then, of course, we won 10 straight. And hats off to Sam Wardenberg for sticking by me.
Right. That's different than who was the guy you told us that was trying to coach up the team with different plays than you were calling? Was that Norshan Omir? Who was that?
No. It was Nasir Brooks. Nasir Brooks, 6'10" or 11, 270 pounds. And I'm talking to the team and he's disagreeing. Hey, we need to run the 3-play. Coach, I don't like the 3-play. Yeah, that's because it's not for you, Nasir. It's for Isaiah. No, I don't like that play. Let's run the 1 play for me.
Be more like Wardenberg. And refer them back to me. All right, let's get headlines here for the 3 o'clock hour with Solana. By the way, the Eagles are coming to Hard Rock Live in May. We are giving away a pair of tickets every day this week. We will give away today's pair at 5:20. So just a couple hours from now, 5:20, you will have a chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Eagles at the Hard Rock in Hollywood. If you don't win them, you can purchase them at casino tickets, casino.hardrock.com, or go to Ticketmaster, or just search up Hard Rock Hollywood concert events calendar, and you'll see the ticket link right there. All right, let's get headlines with Alejandro Solana, who is live at the Kaseya Center, getting ready for Heat Celtics tonight.
That's right. Heat Celtics tips off at 7:30. One other thing from that game, Coach L, which we had discussed, there was a bit of news. Dan Hurley, UConn's head coach, has spoken out officially, and the headbutt at the end of the game, right after the shot was made by Braylon Mullins.
It wasn't a headbutt, was it? I feel like he just went noggin to noggin.
It wasn't a
I don't think
forehead touch.
It was a forehead touch.
But a forehead touch.
It wasn't a headbutt. I've seen a headbutt before.
I mean, it wasn't Zidane. It wasn't Zidane in the 2006 World Cup, but it was still. I mean, I maintain he sought out the official. He put his head right into the official's forehead. But fine, forehead touch, whatever. He said.
Thank goodness it wasn't your forehead there. Then we'd have some real controversy.
Ref would have died, Coach.
What the hell, Coach?
You would have just absorbed the ref right into your forehead.
Hey, look at Danny Hurley is one of the most entertaining coaches in the country.
But Coach, really quickly, Hurley claims that he thought the referee wanted to chest bump him to celebrate the shot. That's how you know he thinks it's a mockery. He got away with the whole thing.
Oh, he's a nut, though. Danny Hurley's a nut.
He is a nut, and that's fine. But to actually go on record saying, "Oh, I thought the referee, with time still on the clock, wanted to chest bump me to celebrate a shot I hit.
Human. It was a very exciting
No,
March
Paul,
Madness moment.
The ref's
Get
not
outta
going to
here.
chest bump a coach.
Hey, Danny and I were on the Adidas coaches trip one time. I think I told you this. And he said to me, Coach L, how do you stay so calm during the game? So I kind of gave him my Bob Rotella, my philosophy, and I'm a teacher. Teachers don't scream and curse at their players. And he looks at me very good and goes, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Sounds good.
Did you think that was a headbutt, though, Coach? Did you think that was T-worthy?
Here's what I would say. Roger Ayers is a terrific official, and he has a great relationship with coaches. He communicates very well, and he goes over to tell Danny Hurley how much time is going to be left on the game clock. Danny Hurley is one of those. First of all, there's a lot of noise in the arena. He might be thinking to himself, I need to listen carefully to what the heck he's saying. Maybe he's saying the shot was no good or what have you. And so he comes over. So Danny leans into the conversation. Did he headbutt him? Did they make contact? I don't know. If Roger thought he really headbutted him, I think he hits him with a T. With 0.4 seconds left in the game.
Would have been.
What kind of controversy? How does the game end? And then all of a sudden, Roger Ayers is on Duke's payroll. He wanted Duke to win. He bet on the game. None of that stuff is real. I just think that's Danny Hurley. That's just the way he behaves. Everybody knows he's just a little bit of a nut.
But Coach L, we understand that, and we enjoy Danny Hurley, how he acts. But as long as you coach, did you ever touch a referee? Because I don't think you're supposed to touch a referee.
No. See? My relationship, I'd like you to interview the college officials, any one of them, who officiated my games at the University of Miami. And I think every one of them, I'd be disappointed if they didn't say, Coach L's a gentleman. He treats us with respect. Because I think it's an impossible job because you're being judged on every single call. And if you're on the road and if you're at home, the crowd is going wild on a bad call. And that referee has to be strong enough to still know, hey, I made the right call. I got to live with it. Because if I start to react to the crowd and the noise and the screaming and all of the vulgarity that the crowd screams out, ref, you gotta be good to officiate college basketball. And the NCAA tournament is the most watched sporting event in the world. So, but the question I have for you guys, you think Roger Ayers should work the Final Four?
Well, he's not. He was excluded from the 11 officials who will work all the
So
Final
how do
Four
you
games.
feel if you're Roger Ayers? Are you mad at Danny Hurley?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you thrust me into a story that I wanted no part of.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean,
How much do college officials get to work the Final Four?
$5 million.
How many?
I have no idea. I don't know.
$5 million?
$5 million. I have no idea.
No, that's what they get if they bet on the game and win. That's
That's what the ref would have gotten. Roger Ayers would have gotten if he teed up early in that
exactly.
The line that's not the way. A game was
no
supposed
one
to be
would have
ended,
wanted that.
though.
No one would have wanted that.
No. Maybe Duke.
But if you're the opposing coach in that situation, would you have wanted to see Dan Hurley get teed up?
Of course.
Really?
I would have been barking at the ref to say, hey, you can't let him do that. First of all, one of the big things with the NCAA is great sportsmanship. That's not great sportsmanship. That might be great showmanship. That might be entertaining. That might get the crowd into it. That might have the TV audience, glued to their TV sets and their phones and everything. But, it's not appropriate behavior.
What's the commercial that we talk about that I hate?
Sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship.
Have you
Pass it
seen
on.
that?
I touched the ball last, Coach.
Yeah, what would you do?
End of the game, the ref called it for your team, and your player runs over and says, "No, Coach, I touched it last. It should be there."
Well,
off the team if
I
he
can
went
tell
to
you
the ref.
this. If it was my teammates in college and I told the ref, I'm sorry, it was off of me, I wouldn't have made it to the locker room after the game.
See, I'm telling y'all, I'm with Coach.
Somebody puts on the chat on the video stream, whatever you guys are paying Coach L for these segments, it isn't enough. Truer
Hey,
words
Hoch,
have never been spoken.
Hoch, you know what my salary is. It's
The same as that ref who's not repping in the Final Four.
yeah.
But you want to know a funny fact about the kid in that commercial, Coach, the commercial we're talking about, the sportsmanship commercial, the kid in that commercial, Crowder, he played with Damian Lillard in college at Weber State on the team.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice little factoid.
And did he ever do that in a game, actually?
He did not.
I don't think that's ever been done in a game ever.
That's why I didn't make it to the league.
All right. What do you got in the
out on me.
What do you got in the headline, Solana?
Two more basketball stories. The Heat do play tonight. They host the Boston Celtics. The Heat still trying to fight for their lives and get out of the play-in tournament. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum expected to play tonight for the Celtics.
All right.
Celtics are in a good position. The Heat, this would be a great win for them, a home win against a very fine Celtic team. I got my fingers crossed for tonight.
Who do you think comes out of the East? Are you a believer in Detroit, or do
No.
you look at Boston and you say that roster is just too good?
Yeah, I would pick Boston to be in the finals.
There was this interesting story, Coach. Tom Izzo, the Michigan State head coach, he revealed he was close to taking a job in the NBA last summer with the Phoenix Suns. Just wondering if that ever was a conversation you had with an NBA team, or if there was ever any interest on your end to try to go coach in the NBA.
Not as a head coach. And one of the reasons that Tom Izzo was, first of all, contacted and considered the Phoenix Suns is one of his former players owns the team. Ishbia and then you got Brian Gregory, who coached at Georgia Tech. He's like the president or general manager of the Phoenix Suns. So it's really a family affair. There's a lot of Michigan State influence. Their coach is a close associate with Michigan State and Tom Izzo. So, but no, I was never approached for a head coaching job. Back in the 80s, I was approached by Dave Wohl, who was the head coach of the New Jersey Nets at the time, and he asked me to join his staff. And then I met with Louis Chaffel. You guys know Dave Wohl, right? Because of his association with the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And Louis Chaffel and Billy Cunningham.
Owner of the Heat, right? Louis Chaffel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I interviewed with him, and he said, yeah, well, it's nice meeting you, Jim, but I'm not going to let Dave hire you.
Is that so?
That's exactly what he said.
Really?
I said, why not? He said, you're not an NBA guy. You're a college guy. If you were in the NBA, you had NBA experience. I need someone with authority because we've got Daryl Dawkins and Caldwell Jones and Michael Ray Richardson and these guys, and they need like a father figure that they'll listen to. So they hired Paul Silas for my spot. So that was the only time that I interviewed for an NBA job.
Did you appreciate the candor?
No.
No?
I would have liked to say, hey, we'd love to have you. I wouldn't have taken the job anyway because in my mind, yeah, I'm a college guy. I like working with those guys who are still in their formative years, 18 to 22 years old. I told you, I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I want to see these kids learn how to be professional, and I can help them get there. So I was talking to one of my I don't know if I told you, I was talking to one of my former players. You guys remember Harlan Beverly? Did I tell you this last week?
I don't think so.
Harlan Beverly called me. He's now back in Michigan. He played professional basketball overseas. And when he called me, I said, how come you're not still playing? He said, I make more money in NIL than I did playing pro ball.
Amazing.
So he wants to get into coaching, and he wants me to help him. So now there's a situation where he played for me for 4 years, graduated, had a 5th year of eligibility, came into my office and said, look, I've been a sub. I really want to go someplace where I can start and be a little bit more of an impact player and get a little bit more money. And so I'm going to transfer to Wichita State. He did that. He started, had a heck of a year, got a lot more money than we were paying. And he ended up going to Europe and playing and not making as much money as he was making at Wichita State. So now he's back in the real world trying to get a coaching job.
Did you see that kid from Florida, Oliver Ryu, is entering the transfer portal? That 7'9" kid.
Yeah.
Is that someone that you would pursue, or you would say, I mean, huge size, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be too much of my time to try to make him an actual basketball player.
Solana, does Hoch know that I'm no longer coaching?
I don't know.
I'm not interested in him because I don't have a team. I'm not coaching. If I was still at the University of Miami,
yes.
One of the biggest issues with guys like that, and maybe in the NBA it's a little bit different, but in college, you really have to adapt to them. I mean, completely, because they're such a unicorn. They're so different. You can't just run regular offense and play regular defense because those guys don't move like a regular, athlete. They're gigantic, and if they get the ball near the basket, they can dunk it. But you got to make a lot of adjustments. So I wouldn't go after him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jay Lucas has a different thought on the matter.
Coach, do you like projects? Like getting a guy, like you're saying, a guy that's 7'9", teach him how to play basketball, or a guy that's fast and teach him how to play basketball. As a coach, do coaches like projects, or you want a guy that can ball, already knows how to play basketball?
Well, I would say with me, it was both. You want guys who can help you immediately, whether they're freshmen or transfers, guys who can step in, like Angel Rodriguez, Sheldon McCullough, and Kamari Murphy were they came to us, they sat out a year. We got them in perfect shape and got them understanding my philosophy and our style of play. They were fantastic. Then you had guys like Bruce Brown and Lonnie Walker were ready right away as freshmen. But I loved coaching Isaiah Wong. He came in, he had a lot to learn. He was adjusting constantly. He only weighed 162 pounds. And we needed to get him up to like 184, 185. We needed to get him to quit dribbling the ball to death. We needed to get him to understand the importance of defense, not just shooting the ball and scoring. And by the time he developed his game, he was the ACC Player of the Year. We're going to the Final Four, and he's carrying us on his shoulders some night. So each of those situations I embraced. I like the ready-made player who can come in and give it to you from day one, but I also like guys who are going to develop. Tanya Jakiri, one of the funniest human beings ever. He comes into my office the day after our first game where he didn't get in. He comes in and he says to me, Coach L, I want a red shirt. And I said, why? I didn't play. I want to play. I said, no, you're going to play. I got to learn my team first. So I played all the upperclassmen. And now the next game, you'll get in, you'll get some minutes. And then he became a huge contributor that year and helped us win the ACC. So everybody's different. He became an all-ACC conference defensive player. He was not the defensive player of the year, but he was runner-up. Great kid.
The Marlins just won, by the way, 10-0. They win the series, so they open up a 5-1 start to their season.
I hit my parlay. I had Marlins to win, Sandy over 3.5 Ks, and Owen Casey to get a hit. Had a nice little afternoon 3-leg parlay there.
He threw a complete game.
Complete game
Sandy?
shutout for Sandy.
Yep.
2 starts this season. His ERA is 0.
Wow. What about the Big Apple, the big red? Big
the
red
Maple
Maple Masher. What's that? Casey.
Owen Casey. That was
Owen
part of my
Casey.
parlay. He had a nice hit today. Now the Marlins take their talents to the Bronx. They've got the Yankees for 3 starting on Friday. This will be the real test.
They're both 5-1, right? Or the Yankees 4-1 have to. Come on, Solana. You should be right on top of that. Where's your stats?
For Solana.
The Yankees are 4-1, coach, and they play today at 4:00 against the Seattle Mariners.
So they'll be 5-1 as well.
All right. Look at that.
Anything else you want me to look up here, coach, or to just know while we wrap up headlines?
Hey, look up who won the Duke UConn game. I didn't.
Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 81 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the mid to low 70s. That weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storm rolls in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
All right, Coach L be with us in the next segment as well. Solana's live at the Kaseya Center. Crowder and Jimmy and I, we are in studio in Miami. Make a plan to spend a day enjoying the great horse racing at Gulfstream Park in beautiful Hallandale Beach. They have live racing Thursdays through Sundays for the entire month of April. Cirque du Soleil, Lucia, is also currently playing at Gulfstream Park. You can go see it under the big top. It runs through April 25th. Mark your calendars for the annual Kentucky Derby Trackside Watch Party, Saturday, May 2nd. Details and ticketing are available right now at gulfstreampark.com/events. Gulfstream Park, it's perfect for a day of racing and fun. Also a perfect venue for groups, events, and private parties. They host groups from 10 to over 1,000 people. Make it a day at Gulfstream Park. Nothing better than a beautiful South Florida day, betting on some horse racing and enjoying the great sights and sounds at Gulfstream Park. You can get all the details at gulfstreampark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Yeah. Little Billy Joel bringing us in for the next segment here. Coach Jim Larenega will be with us for this final segment of the 3 o'clock hour, which has already flown by because that's what happens. Today's April Fool's Day, Coach. Are you a prank kind of guy? Do you like April Fool's Day pranks, and did a player or a coach ever try to pull one on you?
Yeah, I am absolutely not an April Fool's prankster, but I worked for one of the biggest pranksters of all time in Coach Terry Holland at the University of Virginia, who used to love to play pranks on people. One night, we had a summer basketball camp that was very successful, the Terry Holland basketball camp. And one time, this guy, Dan Peterson, was in conversation with Coach Holland, and he said to Coach Holland, listen, you don't even have to pay me a salary. Just give me the aluminum can concession. I'll turn those in and make a fortune. So you know what Terry did? He got all of the aluminum cans, and he got the guy, Dan Peterson's, keys to his car. He opened up the car door and poured all of the cans, the drippings and everything, and it ended up with all the bees and flies and everything. I'm like, oh my God, if I'm Dan Peterson. And when Dan said something to him, he said, you asked for the concession.
But you wouldn't play an April Fool's Day.
No. That's childish.
Right, we're adults.
I assume you're very big into that.
No, I'm really not.
It's in his realm, Coach.
It is in my realm, but it's really not my thing. It seems like it would be, but it's not. I don't know.
Oh, good.
Not my cup of tea.
My daughter got me, Coach. Like I said, it's spring basketball now. She's in the AAU circuit. They're an Adidas team. They're in the Adidas tournament. She called me this morning and told me she broke her ankle and she's out for 6 weeks. And I'm calling the Dolphins. I'm trying to get the therapist on. And then she said, yeah, it's 6 weeks from April 1st. April Fool's, Daddy. And I hung up on her.
Yeah, that, for a parent, the first thing that runs through your mind, oh, those some serious doctor bills.
Yeah. I'm trying to solve a problem that's not a problem, Coach. I hate it.
I was telling Crowder, the first thing I do, April 1st every year, I have a text thread with my son and my wife, and whether they're right next to me or he's at college right now and she's in a different room, I text them, don't get got today and don't try to get me today. It's your April Fool's Day warning. I don't need anybody. There's enough nonsense going on in this world. Yes. I don't need anybody adding to it. I asked you in the last segment, Coach, who was going to win the East and if you believed in the Pistons. Let me just ask you about the West. We know your son coaches for the Clippers. Who do you think is the best team in the West? And also, what would be your dream NBA Finals matchup?
Well, first of all, I sent you guys, Solana and Hoch, I sent you a matchup of the best players in the NBA this year, right?
Yes.
Did you read that?
I did not.
You don't read my text?
I don't think he can read.
I think I was in the middle of something. I think I was in the middle of something, and now that you're bringing it up, I remember that you sent that.
Yeah, your guy Wemby is not first or second on my list.
Stop it. I
think it'll be OKC and the Celtics. I think those are the two best teams right now. And SGA, he could be player of the year again. Who else is going to get it? The Joker or Wemby?
Yeah, so SGA is the heavy favorite right now. I think Luka's been climbing, Coach, just because of the month of March he had, which was insane. He actually broke a record Kobe Bryant held for the most points in a month in Lakers history. So Jokic, Wemby, SGA, and Luka are the four favorites right now, but SGA is probably going to win it.
Now, the Lakers are having a decent year, but, you know, I vote for the best player on the best team, and right now that's SGA. In the East, who do they have that has had Jaylen Brown? He he's got to be considered. Cade
Cade
Cunningham.
Cunningham.
Well,
Yeah, Cade Cunningham is
he
good.
messed his lung up.
Matas Buzelis.
Matas Buzelis.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Buzelis.
Josh
He had a
Giddey.
very good. Josh Giddey's had a very good season.
You ignored my text last night, Coach, in response to your MVP candidate that you sent us that post, which was my MVP choice. It's Pelle
Who was
Larsson.
your Oh yeah, Pelle. Yeah, when I saw that, I went to sleep.
You actually thought that was an April Fool's Day prank.
Yeah, I did. I thought to myself, if you're not going to be serious, I'm not going to even communicate.
Who would be your dream finals matchup, though? Obviously, you'd want to see Jay and the Clippers.
Oh yeah,
in
if the
finals.
Clippers could do that, if the
Like,
Clippers.
what would be your dream matchup?
Well, as I said, I really think that the OKC will be back there, and I think the Celtics, now that Jason Tatum's back, those teams match up very well. Last year, Indiana had to upset like 3 teams to get to the NBA Finals, and I just think the Celtics with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the best team in the East right now.
If it was Clippers Heat in the NBA Finals, would we be able to get tickets for all the Miami games through you and the Clippers?
I probably could get you the tickets if you flew out to LA into it. I don't know.
Could you also fly us out to LA then?
Yeah, feet on the wood, Coach.
Hey, there's only one place when you go to a game, you got to be on the wood so everybody notices you're there.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that when LeBron and D. Wade and James Jones came to the Watsco Center to watch us play Carolina, their seats were on the wood. You know why?
Because you're Coach L.
No, because I went to Lorenzo, who runs the arena, and I said, what happens if 3 chairs break? He says, well, we got replacements. I said, well, take the replacements and squeeze them into midcourt.
So who told you that they were coming? Like someone told you, hey, we want to come to the game tonight.
Yeah, LeBron's guy, I can't think of his name right now. He called one of my assistant coaches, Chris Caputo, and said, hey, LeBron, D. Wade, and James Jones wants to see the Carolina game. And then Coach Caputo came to me and said, what do I tell him? I said, tell him we're sold out.
But you really you took it upon yourself, though, to make sure that they had seats on the wood. Like,
yeah, someone said to me, why don't you just put them up in the suite? I said, where no one will see them?
Right, we want to show them off at least. Yeah.
So then we're playing Carolina, and you got those guys standing up and cheering when we played great. We beat Carolina by 26.
That was such an amazing era, that era. But I remember them going to that game. That was national news. Like, it was so cool.
Hey,
that was the height of the Big Three. Height.
Yep.
Actually, the week before, we played Duke. We beat them by 27, and Kobe Bryant was there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even recall that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about this year, Coach? Who we got?
Me. I'm at midcourt sitting there. I'm the big celebrity.
Well, Coach, I might be asking for different reasons, but I might put a wager on this. Is it Arizona? Is it Michigan? We have 4 teams left.
And it ain't Florida.
Oh, my goodness, Coach. What is Mike White doing running a press? I won't even get into it.
Yeah, well, here's what I would say. These teams are playing very well. Here's my answer. I think Michigan will beat Arizona, but it's a toss-up. I think Illinois will beat UConn, and I think Illinois will win the national championship and be the first European to win the college basketball national championship. They're from Europe. All those guys are from Europe.
The Fighting Illini, first European team to win March Madness.
Got to recruit, Coach. Got to recruit.
It's a wide net you got to catch.
Do you know what's going to happen, though? Next season, there are going to be more European teams in college basketball because when people see what Illinois has done, they're going to be – you remember when Gonzaga was really on a roll They had guys from Canada. They had guys from Europe, from South America. You know, it's an international game. Well, we had Sam Wardenberg. He was from New Zealand. We had DJ Vasiljevic. He was from Australia. I mean, this with the money that college coaches are paying players right now, you can get guys from the G League. So it's like it's crazy.
Every college football team has an Australian kicker. Every single one of them now. Like they see success, and you're right. The Illini will be copied by other programs. Yeah, no doubt. All right, Coach Jim Larenega, we're out of time. We love our hour with you on Wednesdays. Thank you. You gave us a great laugh again today with Solana. You've been rough on him the last couple of weeks. In fact, he just took his video off.
I just want to know how do I move from 7th to like at least 6th man?
You did it already in this segment. I'm bumping you up to 5. Made it to 5.
I'm in the starting lineup now.
Today begins my 13th year in afternoon drive here on WQAM.
Hey, this is year 2 for me.
And
you didn't celebrate my anniversary last month in March 6th.
How many years did you coach at UM?
You don't know?
No.
14.
So I've got one more year to go before I can match Coach L.
You got him.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna duck out. I'm gonna join him at the table of knowledge.
The table of knowledge.
You have knowledge, Coach.
I got a year to work on it.
They want me to invite you, Hoch. They want you to come.
I'm in. What do you got? Some kind of buffet working?
Yeah, it's free food.
I'm in. I mean, you don't have to ask me twice.
All right. You just let me know when, because I'll have to announce it to the table of knowledge so everybody shows up.
All right.
And I'll bring a +1.
Yeah, +1.
I'm bringing Sam Wardenberg. We'll see you, Coach.
All right, fellas. See ya.
There you go, Coach Jim Larenega. 4 o'clock hour is coming up here on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana, so do not go anywhere.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of tournament hoops going on, obviously, as we just talked there with Coach L, and the playoff push. I mean, it's right around the corner, and with every bucket, every dime, and every win, it means more when you're playing on Prize Picks. It always feels good to be right, and on Prize Picks, it feels even better. You don't want to pass up your opportunity or your next shot. Download the Prize Picks app. Get $50 instantly with my code Solana, SOLANA, when you play your first $5. If you've never used the app, I've been telling you about it for the past month or so, and it's so simple. All you're doing is you're picking more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. That's it. You're picking 2 to 6 players, and you're picking more or you're picking less on several different categories, several different stat projections that you'll see on the Prize Picks app. So, for example, you guys know I'm at the stadium in downtown Miami for the game tonight. I'm going to click on that specific game, and Tyler Hero, more or less 23.5 points. Bam Adebayo, more or less 20.5 points. Jaylen Brown, more or less 26.5 points. Jason Tatum, more or less 23 points. And they pretty much have a stat projection for anything you can think of. Rebounds, field goals attempted, three-pointers made, three-pointers attempted, points, rebounds, assists, all of it combined. So you're going to watch the game tonight. Put your hot takes to the test. Download Prize Picks. It's that simple. You can do it in 30 seconds. I literally looked up all those stat projections in less than a minute. And yes, it's more than just basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf. I could go on and on. And on Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You want flexibility, you can play the flex play, where you can get paid even if all your picks don't hit. Or if you want the biggest payouts, you go for the power play. Join me and millions of users. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code Solana, SOLANA. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. At Alex M. Solana on Twitter and Instagram, DM me your lineup, and maybe I will tell you. That's code Solana to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. You must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Jimmy, you know how to make a hot tea?
No, I do not.
You know the ingredients of tea?
Water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody's doing the fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another big dub
Yeah.
for the Marlins.
10-0?
5-1, 10-0 today.
10-0 is a hell of a win now. I don't give a
Sandy
damn.
Alcantara, complete game shutout. Dude's got a 0 ERA.
That's crazy.
With 2 starts under his belt. So now they get a day off,
Mhm.
and then they go to play the Yankees for 3. It's a day game on Friday. Friday's game you'll hear on AM 560 as well.
Yuri on the bump Friday?
Yeah, that would be the rotation, right?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, so Sandy pitched
Oh,
today,
we
so I guess
got it.
Yuri on Friday. That would be
Yeah, we got action, baby.
fun little matchup, man. Let's do the stock market report to start out the 4:00 hour here. We went a little long with Coach L. We always do. Stock market report brought to you by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Second positive day in a row on Wall Street.
Mhm.
Dow Jones up 224 points. That's 0.5%. S&P 500 up 0.75%, 46 points, and the NASDAQ up over 1%, 250 points. So string together a couple winners in a row. That would be nice. The Eagles are coming to Hard Rock Live in May. We are giving away a pair of tickets every day this week. Today, you will have your chance to win at 5:20. 5:20 this afternoon. You will have a chance to win tickets to see the Eagles at Hard Rock Live. If you don't win, you can purchase tickets at casino.hardrock.com or go to Ticketmaster or go search Hard Rock Hollywood and concert calendar. You'll find it. If you want to buy tickets to the Eagles, you'll be able to find it. It's not the check your Google Alexa home and you'll be able to find.
That was a lot of directions you just gave.
You should see the actual liner that they give us to read for how to get tickets. Have you seen it, Solana?
I have not. No, I have not.
The actual liner.
I have seen it. I don't know why I lied to you. I'm just looking at Clay Ferrero walking in. I'm trying to see. Can you guys see? Can you see Clay?
See Clay walking
Oh,
in.
yeah, there's Clay.
Who's that shooting the basketball?
I don't know. Somebody? A random person?
Oh, I thought it was Tyler Hero. He gets there early.
The actual liner that they give us to purchase tickets is casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood/events/Eagles.
A lot of slash.
A lot of slashes. Nobody gives a URL like that in 2026. So instead of just saying go to hardrock.com and then search for Hollywood or whatever, I shortened it a little bit. Like I did the research. If you go to what I say, like you'll get close enough, but it's just easier. It is so loud there, Solana. I can't even hear what we're doing. It is just easier, I believe, to go to Google, search Hard Rock Hollywood concert calendar,
Eagles.
or just buy Eagles. Go to Google, buy Eagles tickets, Hard Rock Hollywood. Like, hey, you know how to search things.
You can find tickets if you want tickets.
But if you want the direct route, you go to casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood/events/Eagles. That's the direct route.
My wife asked me today, she was like, Lil Chan has a baseball tournament in Fort Myers. Can you cross-reference Airbnbs with hotel prices? Said, are you asked, like, I can't land the Apollo 13.
Well, yeah.
What is going on here?
What are you, a travel agent now?
I was like, what is crazy? Cross-reference? No, I can't do any of that. I don't know what I'm doing.
Anyway, let's get 15 minutes of heat. That's brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Solana's at the Kaseya Center, but we're muting him right now because it was so loud there. So I'll give you some lines for tonight's Heat Celtics game.
What's he wearing?
He is wearing, it looks like, is that a quarter zip? Just nod your head. We don't need all the noise back.
Yes.
No, don't do that. That's all. I mean, that's all.
You don't want me to do that?
No, I really don't.
It's a rain jacket.
He sounded too loud today, too, Jimmy. Doesn't he sound too loud today?
He sounded fine until that moment.
Yeah, I thought he sounded loud all day. Heat today are 4.5-point underdogs. And your player props, would you like to guess? Tyler Hero, you mentioned him. You saw him warming up in a sport coat and jacket. Would you like to guess?
If Tyler Hero was selling hot dogs, you wouldn't be surprised. Tyler, 22.5.
23?
Man, he is so loud. Isn't he loud, Jimmy? Can we turn
Yeah,
him
now
down?
he's loud.
Yeah. His rain jacket.
But I lowered it, so how could I be louder?
I don't know. The light is on. I'm just telling you.
But I lowered my volume on my end. Jimmy, did you raise me when Hoch said I was loud?
No, I never touched it.
23.5, Hoch.
All right.
What's your jacket made of?
It is 23.
This is Brooks Brothers. What, you have a problem with Brooks Brothers now?
It just looks like a rain jacket.
It doesn't. To me, I think it's a good-looking quarter zip.
Looks,
It's a quarter
like
zip, yeah.
It's a totally normal quarter zip. It like there's there's nothing rain jackety about
Wearing
my
collared
quarter zip.
shirt under the quarter zip. It's hard for me to tell.
I am. Yeah, I'm wearing a polo, just a black polo.
That I don't know if I agree with.
That jacket's not water resistant.
It's not a jacket. It's a quarter zip.
That quarter zip's not water resistant.
I don't need it to be water resistant. I'm in an arena.
Fashion resistant. It's just a joke. That was an easy joke. I think it's a good-looking quarter zip.
That's terrible.
That's more than I spend on my quarter zips if he bought it at Brooks Brothers.
Brooks Brothers expensive?
Yeah, man. How much was that quarter zip?
A couple hundred.
Couple $100 on a quarter zip?
Is it yen?
Yeah, it's like 220.
You're spending $200.
You either have to
on
leave.
that?
You either have to leave your sound up or down because it sounds ridiculous with you turning it off and on when it just gives us a blast of audio every time you turn it on.
All right, I'll leave it on.
Okay.
Okay.
Why does he sound so loud though,
I
Jimmy?
don't know.
I don't know.
Thanks, Renshaw.
I don't know. That's my cat.
How the hell have I lasted 13 years? Bam over under tonight.
No, 20.
Tyler was 23.5, by
Right,
the way.
23.
That's what Solana had said.
Bam's around. I'd say 21 and a half.
Solana?
Yeah, I don't think the Celtics have a good front court, honestly. So I would say it's maybe 24.5.
20.5.
Oh.
Is that because Solana's been on a little bit of a heater? Both of you went over on that.
We did. But is Bam? He went 15 a couple nights ago, though.
But that's probably why it's a little bit lower than it should be.
Yeah. Is Bam going to drop 21? Is he going to drop 21? Solana, I'll ride with you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to tell you for sure, but also to say he had 15 the other night, like he did, but you're also forgetting against Joel Embiid when his numbers were ridiculous. He almost had like a 30-point triple-double again. He had 16 rebounds the other day.
I'm not asking about rebounds. I'm asking about points.
I like that they're playing Passover music. They're getting ready for Passover tonight.
Solana, did you hear Bam say he's going to chase UD for the rebound record, but he has to get 16 a game?
Yeah, I don't know what the exact number is, but he's a ways away. He had 23, 16, and 6 the other night. So he went over the 20.5 mark the other night. And I don't think the Celtics have a very good front court. I mean, when they're healthy, sure, but Vooch is out. So I mean, Bam should feast tonight.
Big Bam game. Okay, I bet.
The over-under on rebounds for Bam is 10.5.
That's what I was looking at.
You're going to go over?
I'm going to go over.
Here's the thing with that. Coach Spo doesn't trust Khalil Ware. I mean, that's pretty well established, right? And today could be a big Khalil game. I'm not saying it can't be, but he trusts Bam way more than he trusts Khalil. Bam's going to get 35-plus minutes if this is a close game. So those rebound numbers should be up.
I mean, Khalil doesn't even have a point prop on the Hard Rock app. So I don't know if it could be a big Khalil game.
Why do they draft him if they don't want to put him on the court?
Man, sometimes he looks like the next Wemby.
He does. He looks
I know.
good. But he has to play more than 3 minutes.
Andrew Wiggins over under tonight?
12 and a half?
14?
14.5. Your guy, Pelle Larson?
9 and a half.
9? No way, dude. 13.5.
11.5.
It's like 9 is a disrespectful thing, and it's 11. One more shot.
Over.
See what else we have in the association tonight. How about Philly at Washington?
Ooh,
Philly at Washington. Washington stinks.
double digits. 14 and a half.
14 and a half. You nailed it.
What?
Let's see what else here. Houston, KD and Houston hosting Milwaukee. They are not in the playoffs. They will not go to the playoffs. First time in the Giannis era, right, Solana?
Ooh, yes, correct. First time in the Giannis era, they will not be a playoff team.
Same thing. 15 and a half.
Giannis era that he's been a starter, because I believe the first 2 seasons he was in the league, like he was on the Bucks, and he wasn't really like a big deal for the Bucks. He was kind of like
I didn't even know that. I thought he came in as like a superstar.
No.
Rockets hosting the Bucks tonight.
15 and a half.
Solana?
Rockets -11?
18 and a half.
God, that's a big line.
Denver at Utah.
Oh, goodness. 16 and a half.
22 and a half?
17. 17-point road dogs. Spurs and Wemby at Golden State.
That should be a good one, but 8 and a half.
Is Steph Curry back? They're expecting him back at some points.
No.
Oh, Steph ain't playing?
No.
10 and a half.
Yeah, maybe more. 13 and a half?
14.
Yeah.
14. I won my Marlins parlay. I had PCA to hit a home run today. It doesn't look like that happened, though. It's plus 1,000. Took a flyer. All right, let's get headlines with Alejandro Solana. He's live at the Kaseya Center. I see some green over there.
I see. Listen, just bet a bunch of big favorites, but you got to bet 7 of them. and you
well, there's some big ones tonight.
That's what I'm saying. Phoenix to win, Spurs to win, Timberwolves to win, Cavaliers to win, Thunder to win, Lakers to win, plus 104. But they were crazy favorites.
Right. They're like minus 2,000.
Yeah. So you bet it up and you double your money easy. They're not going to lose when they're minus 18 points and all that.
Well, I present you the Miami Heat, who were in Indiana not too long ago.
It happens. It does happen.
I leave the Heat out a lot of my bets.
Well, you should add them today. Run those odds up. Have them covering or just flat out money line winners against the Boston
Celtics. Text line, the construction crew at Hoch's Place was quieter than Solana and the Kaseya Center. It was inordinately loud this segment.
It wasn't that loud yesterday.
It was loud to me, and it threw me off my game.
Okay.
That's what it threw me off my game.
A little knock.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
When you live in the penthouse, you're close to the roof.
Close to the roof.
Yeah, big man.
Closer to God.
Big man.
You guys see we're going back to the moon?
I did. We leave tonight.
Yeah, we leave tonight, 6:24.
Jimmy's already there. How is it there, Jimmy?
No gravity.
Yeah, they leave tonight.
They're going to the moon?
Yes, they're not landing on the moon tonight, but this is the first step towards getting back to having man on the moon. So, but they're going to orbit the moon. I believe they're going to do a figure 8 around the moon.
Just why?
They're testing systems.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not part of the flight crew, but I'm sure there's a reason.
Okay, I just don't know why we're trying. Like,
why are we going back?
Yeah,
to the
what
moon?
are we doing on the moon? Are we?
Man's need to conquer is something that is oftentimes unexplainable, yet I don't know. I had something going there, though, didn't I?
A lot of transition words.
Yeah, I had something going there for a second.
Why not?
Why not? That's what they used to ask about Mount Everest, right? Why did you climb Mount Everest? Why not?
And I would push back and ask why.
Well, I'm asking you, why not?
What's the equal sign? We land on the moon, and what happens?
Have you seen Interstellar?
That was
at some point, our natural resources are going to be gone.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a dust zone. And you might need the moon as a jump off point to get into outer space.
Wasn't that behind a bookshelf? We should start moving bookshelves.
Have you seen Project Hail Mary?
No, I haven't. I need to see it.
Yeah.
What was the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Terminator.
No, the other one when he was on Mars.
Oh, Kindergarten Cop.
You are a policeman today.
It's not a tumor.
I'm not a policeman. I'm a princess. The one where they had to live on Mars.
Did we ever give that to DBJ? It's not a tumor. Give him that.
I'm not a policeman. I'm a princess. You're a policeman today. We're not gonna what are we gonna do on the moon? Is my question. What's the
It's
plan?
for people smarter than us.
But
This
what's
isn't
the
a
I
conversation.
know. I know. I know.
Oh, you have the plan. You have the plan.
I don't have the plan. I don't have the blueprint. The blueprint.
Yeah, you don't have the blue.
You have the blue blend.
He doesn't have the bloopers.
But I do know why we're going. There's rare earth metals that could be scarce on Earth over the next century or so. So there's a lot of important minerals.
If
And,
you
and
find
different metals.
rare earth minerals on the moon,
Mhm.
are they rare earth minerals?
They're not earth minerals. They're
Minerals.
moon minerals.
moon minerals.
minerals.
Yeah, I think there could be like we're spending billions of dollars to go fly a figure eight around the moon.
Yeah, but how much money did we save with Doge? We don't know what to do with all this money.
That's just I need an equal sign after my endeavors.
Water. There's
after that-
water on the moon.
There's no water on the
Yeah.
moon.
Well, you just haven't
Yes,
found it.
there is.
Yeah.
There is water on the moon.
Total Recall. Have y'all seen Total Recall?
I probably have back in the 80s.
Good movie. But that's when you had to live in Mars, and then they tried to move the people up there, and
Oh.
people started getting deformed. Lady had 3
Yeah.
breasts.
Yeah. Oh, that was Total Recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see a problem with that, but
No,
there's
not
some
at
other
all.
problems. People's little faces were funny.
Why is nobody talking about this, Hoch? Nobody's talking about the.
I don't know.
going back
It's,
to the moon.
I think there's two things that I think need to be talked about more. Inter Miami Stadium is opening Saturday, and we're leaving for the moon tonight.
Yeah.
But
Where-
not to go
where-
to the moon to
To
play around the moon.
Yeah, to get around, get a feel for the area. Like sometimes you're going to take a girl out for the first time to a restaurant you haven't been to.
Mhm.
Sometimes you do a flyby at the restaurant, see what the parking situation is like. You know what I mean?
So a water taxi around
Yeah,
the
You
moon.
just want to make sure that you know the best route to get. You don't want to seem like an amateur when you do pull up to the moon.
We're water taxiing the moon.
Yeah, we're just checking it out.
This is phase one, Crowder. This is phase one of a very long process that ends with the United States back on the moon. And we're testing different methods because, as you can imagine, last time we were on the moon was 1970, 1969.
Mhm.
There are different methods, different technology that's going to help us land. So they're testing some of that technology. They're going to do a little lap. And then the next phase, we'll send people up there. And then the final phase, they'll land on the moon.
All right.
Then when we get there, what are we going to collect? Metals, you said?
Water. Like
Right.
metals and water.
They're not collecting water. What do we need water for?
We need moon water.
Water. There's water.
Why would we collect water? What do we need water for?
Because it's different type of water. It's
Why do we? What are you
Solana, there's a
talking
lack
about?
of water on Earth.
Like, of all the things, you're part of this moon mission. You know the phases of the mission, and you think we're going to collect water?
It's not
How
just
much
collect
water do you think you could transport on a rocket?
It's
I mean,
study
honestly,
water.
you
It's study the water. It's
think we're
study the
going
water
there
that's been there for.
Bring back water?
It's
70%
study
of
the
the
water.
Earth is
Then
water.
That's crazy. You're gonna have Zephyr
Water?
Hills. Zephyr Hills will deliver a big tub to your house if you're
Moon
thirsty.
Hills. We
Yeah,
need Moon Hills
crazy.
water.
You're not going for water, you jackass.
Billions of dollars to get water off the moon.
There's minerals in the water that have been up there for billions of years. They're going to study it. They're going to learn more about our outer space.
There's no water on the moon. First,
Yes,
of all.
there is. Yes,
There
there
isn't.
is.
There's
Water
water on the moon.
trapped in the minerals on the moon. Yes,
If
that's
there's
true.
So now the
water-
water's inside the minerals.
If there's
it is-
water,
it
there's
is
life.
H2O.
This is it. There is no. The moon is a rock. It's an orbiting rock.
We're flying there to get water.
He thinks we're thirsty.
We're that thirsty. Dasani's not doing it.
No,
Zephyr Hills isn't doing
this is
it.
a Dasani rocket. It is.
Oh, it's going up there. We're going to collect
I'm gonna
moon
ask
water.
Claude, is there water on the moon?
Yeah, there is. Scientists have found evidence of water ice on the moon, mostly in permanently shadowed craters near the poles where it's cold enough to stay frozen. It's one of the big discoveries from lunar missions over the past couple decades.
Oh, how about that? Is the rocket mission to the moon tonight in order to collect water?
I'm not aware of a specific rocket mission to the moon scheduled for tonight. Let me search for what's actually happening tonight. So, Artemis II is launching tonight, but it's not a water collection mission. It's just a crude flyby around the moon for about 10 days. The actual moon landing is planned for 2028.
How much water could we bring back on one spaceship?
That's a tricky question because it depends on a bunch of factors. You'd need to balance how much water you could carry against the fuel needed to lift it off the moon and get it back to Earth. A spacecraft like the Orion capsule has limited cargo space. So realistically, you're probably looking at hundreds of kilograms at most, not tons. But if we're talking about a dedicated water mining operation with bigger cargo vehicles, the numbers could be much higher.
All right, so were you talking, Solana, about a dedicated water cargo mission that Claude? Right, anything in the headlines? I hate that Claude thinks I'm an idiot.
Claude is not. He's not a person. He doesn't think about you in any way.
I'm not so certain.
You think he's gaining opinions about you?
Yes.
Man, I got a lot to teach you guys. Clearly.
Yeah. We need that. We need the moon water. That counts.
By the way, Crowder, one thing that just drove me nuts last segment, and we didn't have time to get to it, but you've done this like 8 times.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
What did I say?
Yeah, you keep saying that UF's men's basketball coach is Mike White, who hasn't been the coach since like 2020. It's Todd Golden.
Yeah.
Golden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate him.
Mike White is the new president of business for the Florida Panthers.
No, we had a White. I don't think his name was Mike.
Well, you've got a White now, but he's going to the transfer portal. Oliver Ryu.
He's French.
Coaches are always whites.
No, you had a Mike White. Mike White.
We had Mike White before Golden. That's what Golden's been there like what, 3
Mike
years?
White now is the new president of business at the Florida Panthers. They announced him yesterday. He also is the creator of what's it called? White Lotus. And also he's also the former Dolphins backup quarterback.
Golden. Press. 7 seconds left.
Hey, how about Sandy Alcantara threw a complete game today? And the Marlins, they rocked the Chicago White Sox. They win that series. The Marlins have started 5-1 for the series, for the season.
How about that?
Yeah.
Go Fish.
Go Fish.
We're going to see this weekend because they're going to play.
Yeah, this will be fun.
I can't wait for Friday.
Yep.
Nah, Yankees stink. Who cares?
They do?
No, actually, they're very good. I just have no love for the Yankees. All right. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 80 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the mid-70s. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
You trying to put an order in? Is that what you're trying to get her attention?
Bring around box of peanuts. Yay, I need some.
Ask her if you can order some moon water for the suite.
That's what we need. Earth needs water.
He's going to the moon to get water. Of all the things we're short on, water is not one.
Fellas, where's the water? Huh?
I'm so thirsty. Thirsty. Low testosterone is a real issue for many men. It can lead to poor sleep, low energy, brain fog, a reduced sex drive, makes it difficult to stay in shape. And we all know a healthy body plays a major role in overall health and well-being. And that's where Atlantic Men's Clinic comes in. I go there. I get a testosterone shot once a week. Atlantic Men's Clinic. I'm telling you, so glad that I go there. If you're feeling sluggish, you don't feel like you used to feel when you were younger, I highly recommend testosterone treatments at Atlantic Men's Clinic. More than that, too, Atlantic Men's Clinic can help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. With the low T treatments combined with the body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. And I'm talking about more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, a renewed sex drive as well. So, guys, if you're noticing that your sex drive is decreasing and you're putting on weight, you're less productive at the gym, sometimes you just wake up feeling tired. You don't have to feel that way. If you've got those symptoms, schedule a consult with Atlantic Men's Clinic. Everyone there is super friendly. They have 7 locations in South Florida, so they're going to have one near you. Call them at 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, where you can visit atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Rui Hachimura or Tua? Da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Let me get all the water, and I'll also get it from Mars. In other words, hold my cup.
The moon water.
Of all the things you can bring back from the moon, he's bringing back a cup of water. Today is, I told you at the beginning of the show, my 12th anniversary on WQAM. So my contract when I was at 790 and left to come here to QAM, my contract ended December 31st. And then I had a 3-month no compete. So I sat out for 90 days. So my first day in Afternoon Drive was April 1st, which is appropriate. It's good. It couldn't be more appropriate that April Fool's Day is my work anniversary here. So today begins year 13 of me hosting Afternoon Drive, which is a wild run in radio. It's almost unprecedented.
You a dog.
Well, it's that or people just aren't paying attention. I believe it's closer to people aren't paying attention than anything
Look at things
else.
different ways. You a dog.
But I am excited every year when I come in for the anniversary show. We play a couple examples of why I am still doing this many years later. One of them, we haven't listened to this one in a while. Do you guys want to hear the My Pillow commercial that I couldn't get through? I had first started on QAM, and My Pillow, this Mike Lindell guy, was not the wacko. I mean, he was a wacko because he invented a pillow that's terrible. Like, they sent me one, and I hated it.
What was the difference between the pillow and My Pillow?
Your regular pillow is comfortable. My Pillow is uncomfortable. We actually, no joke, my wife and I, like, they sent us a My Pillow. They said, you're going to be doing endorsements for it. And it was so uncomfortable that we brought it to the Humane Society so that I didn't want to throw it out, but we figured, a dog will rest on it at least. Like, it can be used for that.
Dog started complaining.
Right. So I remember I'm doing this live spot for My Pillow, and I don't know. I had just had like a conference call. Our sales manager at the time was David Wolfman, and we had a conference call with me, him, and it may have been Mike Lindell from My Pillow or one of their representatives to go over the sales numbers. I don't think I had sold many pillows. So I think I may be wrong, but there was something in my mind as I started to do the commercial that afternoon that was making me laugh internally, and I was trying not to let it out. But now that I think about it, go ahead and play this, Jimmy, because I don't think it gets to the funny part till like 30 or 40 seconds in. But go ahead and start playing it, but I can talk over it.
Right now, it's My Pillow time. Think about it as a holiday gift. This is a great holiday gift. And
This
think
is
about the offer
ridiculous
that I'm about
as
to
it
tell you,
is
because there are certain products.
I
that
hated
come around and
this
you know
pillow.
That's a good product, or that would make a great
But I
holiday
think
gift. My Pillow can be.
I think
that.
I had sold
It's a
maybe
pillow
one pillow in 3 weeks.
Sleep on the
So
first
I
night.
think that was in the back of
Pillows
my head that I knew this was going to come to an end pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Give them a gift for the
All right, crank it
holidays.
up a
Give
little
them
bit.
a gift that'll keep on giving the year round. My Pillow, best pillow you'll ever own. Just go to mypillow.com and enter the code WQAM. You can order, you keep one pillow for yourself, you give one pillow as a holiday gift. That's perfect. This deal's too good to pass up. 4 pillows for the price of one. You buy one. You get one classic My Pillow, you get one free plus 2 free.
Are you okay over there?
Valero. I knew what a racket this was. Oh, glad Crowder left me in here with no help whatsoever. Yeah. Thank you for coming in to help me.
You okay, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine.
4 pillows for the price of one.
Yeah. If you can finish that up.
Go everywhere, pillow. You get a couple of them. You can get 4 pillows for the price of one. You buy one classic My Pillow, you get a free My Pillow, and you get some Go Anywhere pillows.
Yeah.
You know the website?
www.mypillow.com and enter the promo code WQAM. Call now.
There you go.
Man, that was I knew that. I was like, because I'm like, I think I was doing the math in my head. I'm like, if you order one pillow, you get 3 more pillows. This is gonna quadruple my pillows.
You go get 5 today.
But I swear to you, when I do live spots now, I believe in what I'm telling you. I'm looking at the I love the cheetah, right? Atlantic Men's Clinic. I was there today. I honestly wish I had started going there sooner.
You got that thing going.
Gulfstream Park. We did the show there on Friday.
Yeah.
I love horse racing. I'm an investor in a horse. Hard Rock Bet. I mean, I love that thing.
I put in 4 bets already during the show.
I hit a parlay during the show. And Darrell Kia, no joke, we bought our son's Kia at Darrell Kia. So I firmly believe in everything that I am pitching on the air. My Pillow, that was at the beginning of my tenure at QAM. I was forced to accept some things that maybe I didn't want to accept. Let's do Marlon Shirley, because this is a good way to celebrate. This is a good way to celebrate my work anniversary. I am doing the Sports Flash. I have not read the Sports Flash sponsor. Caught me off guard. And 13 years later, here I am.
Florida Panthers lost last night. It was a crushing overtime defeat. Next up for them is Vancouver tomorrow night. Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team, they lost to Wake Forest last night, 96-79. Next up for them is Duke on Saturday. And the Miami Heat, they host the Dallas Mavericks tonight at the American Airlines Arena. Tip-off is set for 7:30. This update brought to you in part by the Foundation for a Better Life. When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today is the world's fastest amputee. He runs the...
Seen him, he's quit.
This thing has been sponsored by LifeLock and Account Temps for 3 weeks, and I had not looked down. So that is on me. And you can imagine my surprise.
Hell of a crossover.
Get it together. Valero, you usually give me a heads up when there's a new sponsor.
I know, but I was trying to get Chris Broussard on, so. You got a new sponsor.
Thank you. This update brought to you in part by the Foundation for a Better Life. When Marlon... I'm not laughing at the story, by the way. I'm telling you, these things haven't changed for 3 weeks. And so just imagine my surprise when I...
He's okay. He's okay. It's gonna be all right. Tell him what you want to do to that couch chip.
All right, here we go. This update brought to you in part by the Foundation for a Better Life. When Marlon Shirley... That's wrong on so many levels. All right. When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today is the world's fastest... Today is the world's fastest amputee. He runs the 100-meter in less time than it takes to listen to this. Well, maybe not this time. goodness gracious. Whew. Well, that'll be about it for my career. I would like to make it clear I am laughing at myself for not having read this in advance, not at the actual message.
Messages
on point.
Yeah, man.
This update brought to you in part by the Foundation for a Better Life. When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today is the world's fastest amputee. He runs the 100 meter in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming, pass it on. From a Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Killed it last
and then
time.
it really drives it home how terrible Ryan McGuire was as a program director with that stupid stinger at the end.
You stuck it that last time. Bro.
Anyway, anyone who's been part of this show for the last 12 years, now entering 13, thank you for making part of your day because it's been a fun run for me. I'm telling you, it really blows my mind because I know Hank Goldberg, Jim Mandich, like there were some legendary characters who had the afternoon drive slot here on WQAM. And the fact that I am entering year number 13, which puts me, I think, in that rarefied air, is not lost on me. I did get a text from Ira Winderman during that. Wants to know why his Kobayashi interview did not make the anniversary best of show. Yeah, that's a good one as well. All right, we got to take a break. 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour is next. We're going to give away the Eagles tickets at 5:20, so make sure you're listening. 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour next.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My metabolic age is 15.
Yeah, well, your metabolic IQ is 15 as well.
E3.
Hello, Mark Hochman. This is gold medalist Marlon Shirley. Being told today is your 10-year anniversary at WQ. Wait, is this who I think it is? Man, this guy.
Funny. That's when I celebrated my 10th anniversary. Solana had a whole bunch of drops cut from people that meant something to the show, you know, Cunyo and everybody else. And then he unveiled that one, and I didn't know if that was actually Marlon Shirley or not. Turns out it was Miho from Power 96, but I had no idea. That one, I was literally nervous when I heard it. I was like, oh my God, did he reach out to Marlon Shirley?
I'll let Marlon read that one.
But it wasn't, I'm being 100% honest. The laughter was not because, I thought there was a fire alarm in here, but it's Solana at the Kaseya Center. They were working on the buzzer, I guess. So it was literally that I hadn't read the new copy, and that's kind of a twist.
Yeah.
When you're talking about an amputee winning a race and you're expecting
100%.
LifeLock,
100%.
Guessing 5 o'clock hours, the Funky Buddha happy hour, of course. I'm guessing this is an April Fool's joke on the Funky Buddha Instagram. It says Zipline Brewery Tours.
It's cute.
Go behind the scenes like never before with our new adrenaline-filled brewery tour adventure. And there's a picture of somebody, going through the brewery on a zip line, but which is kind of funny. But I'm guessing funny.
I'm down.
I'm guessing that's an April Fool's joke. What's tonight? Wednesday, Magic the Gathering Casual Commander at Funky Buddha tonight. I'm sure you can watch the Heat game there as well.
I told you one of my biggest flexes in life was walking in the brewery and taking a beer straight off the conveyor belt and drinking it.
I don't know if are those brewery tours open to the public? Do they do them? Because I'm telling you, if you've never gone to Funky Buddha before, or if you have and you've never done a tour of the brewery, because Ryan has given us tours before, it's really neat. You don't realize how massive their operation is in Oakland Park.
I walked Big Randy back there, and somebody actually stopped us and was like, "Hey, you can't be here." I say, "Oh no, Ryan, KC." They said I'm good. And I walked back and I grabbed 2 beers off the conveyor belt and popped them open with my wedding ring and gave one to my dad, and he turned into, Chan, don't do that. Don't mess up these people's stuff now.
It is a strange flex, though. Whenever I bring someone to Funky Buddha, I'm like, Ryan, or if Casey's there, I'm like, hey, give him a tour of the brewery. It really is a weird flex, but it's really amazing what they do there.
If you call, because I'm actually trying to plan a pretty big event at Funky Buddha right now, and if you call the Funky Buddha number, one of the options are to book a brewery tour. So,
really? So they do them on the regular then?
Yeah, I don't know if they charge, truthfully, but I do know you can book one. So you can call and figure it out.
Yeah, it's 100,000 square feet in there.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah,
it really is.
A lot of fun.
Oh, someone texts in what happened to the new 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour theme song from Georgie. We forgot. We were going to debut it today, but we forgot. That's all right. We'll do it tomorrow.
No, we won't.
Oh, I'm off tomorrow. You're off tomorrow. We're all actually, you and I are off for Passover. Solana's going to work with Zach Gelb, who's filling in for us tomorrow. You can get 4. Where was Zach Gelb today, you may ask? He's filling in for us 4 hours tomorrow. You get your share of Gelby tomorrow on this program.
Got to drive back and forth to Tampa tomorrow.
You do? You're going back and forth in one day? I've done that a couple times.
Hit in the morning, going up. I think I'm going to fish off the Skyway Bridge until the kids get out of school, and then I'm going to pick them up and drive back down.
It's a long day, man.
I'm a man with a beard.
You should hit Portillo's while you're up in Tampa.
I'm going to hit the Skyway Bridge. They said the snapper are running.
I'll tell you what, the Italian beef sandwich is biting at Portillo's. That lemon cake, they're jumping right on the hook, man.
I was like, oh, you taking a bag? You had a pack? I said, no, I'm taking a cooler and a pole.
Well, 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha happy hour. It's an extra happy one for me. Today is my anniversary here at QAM, and very kind words on the text machine and on the chat and on all my social media accounts. I posted some pictures of the four of us just laughing, because that really is what the main driving force of the show is. We like to get on for 4 hours. We laugh. I mean, that's really the idea of the show. Someone puts on the text line, so glad you guys are on. I look forward to the ride home with your show. Appreciate that. Somebody says, you all are never allowed to retire. The day the show ends will be one of the worst days of my life. Feel like you all are fam.
I'm picking you up.
Well, you're doing scratchers right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me if you hit a 5 million scratcher,
still doing the show.
You're still doing the show.
I have other business ventures that I make good money on. I love doing this show.
So do I. But there is a point where I would say,
you're not.
I'm telling you.
Look, you're not. I know where you live. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to show up at noon. I'm going to beat on the door. They're going to let me upstairs. I'm going to pick you up.
Let's hear him out, Crowder.
Like we just got married. I'm carrying you to the truck and we're coming to the station.
Carrying me over the threshold.
Yeah, I'm picking you up and carrying you to the station. Texter, he can't quit. I'm not going to let him.
Let's see. There's some very nice comments. None better than this one on Twitter. You are vindicated. Dan's a jerk.
I don't know why you just get. Oh, you say you snuck up on 13. You don't sneak up on 13 years.
Snuck up on 13.
No, man, you're a dog, man. Have some pride about yourself. Have some swag.
You're
good at this.
Have you listened to this show?
I have. I'm a part of it.
Have you listened to this show?
You're good at this, man. You just I'm good. Yeah.
I think I might be like Nathan Peterman. I'm radio's Nathan Peterman.
Nah,
lucking into a
Chicago.
job.
You think Jordan said, "Oh, I think I can play basketball a little bit."
By the way, we've got tickets for the Eagles. They're coming to Hard Rock Live in May, and we are giving away today's pair at 5:20, just 9 minutes from now. 5:20. If you don't win the tickets on our show today or Thursday or Friday, you can purchase them at casino.hardrock.com or go to Ticketmaster. Or like I said, use a search engine. You will figure it out.
When you try to retire and I kidnap you, like, are you going to call the police on me?
I don't. I mean, you'll be just fine when I retire.
No,
you'll be just fine.
If it plays out the way I'm talking about, you say, "Yeah, Chan, I'm done." I say, "No, you're not."
Why'd you change your backdrop, Solana? Why'd you turn to the side?
Tommy is doing some interviews with E. Reed. Just don't want to interrupt.
I got you. He is so nervous around
Terrified.
Tommy Tig. It's crazy.
Go touch him.
Yeah, just go interrupt them and say, "Hey, did you guys know Hoch is celebrating his work anniversary today?"
I would literally jump off the balcony here in the Lodge before I go interrupt Tommy Tig and Eric Reed doing an interview.
How much could I sell you to give him a noogie?
There is literally zero amount of money in the world.
Go noogie his little head.
What is it when you pull the person's underwear up behind their
wedgie?
A wedgie, yeah. How much for a wedgie on Tommy Tig?
Got a lot of those, did you, huh, Jimmy? You knew right away. Hoch hadn't even finished asking the question. He's like, wedgie.
It reminds me of when he just did wedgie. There's so many memories over the 12 years that we have completed doing this show, and you've probably been part of it for 10, maybe something
about
like
10,
that.
Yeah.
One of them is Solana. You know what I'm about to say, Solana?
Yeah.
Do you know what the word is?
Hollandaise sauce.
It's one of my favorite memories in the show. Solana, you know, when I was the executive producer of Lebitard's show, one of the things that you would do is feed Dan or Stugatz funny lines. No one feeds me funny lines here. Everybody wants them for themselves. Like nobody, that's never been part of the equation here. If Solana thinks of a funny line, like Donna Winter, he keeps it for himself. but nobody feeds me funny lines, even though there's a talkback. And several years ago, I don't remember even what I was talking about, but out of nowhere, he decided to feed me a funny line. But I didn't expect, and so all out of nowhere, this is like 6 years into the show, 7 years into the show, all of a sudden I hear hollandaise sauce. And I'm like, what just happened? Right? Am I lying? That's the one time you decide to feed me a line, but it wasn't even like a hollandaise sauce. Like it wasn't even a whisper. It was almost like a command. Hollandaise sauce. It was like, I don't think like Tree was probably the engineer. He's retired now. He does some of our live broadcasts with us, but no one had like adjusted the sound in the talkback because no one ever used it.
Never.
And then it's just out of nowhere. Hollandaise sauce.
That was so funny.
Haunted me.
It took over 2 segments. What are you talking about?
I was looking at the reason I found that My Pillow spot was I was looking over the best of spreadsheet, and there's Solana adds new stuff to it all the time, so I very rarely look at like the old stuff. But that was what made me think of the My Pillow one because that's number 6 on the list. The number like the Hochman and Crowder best of. Entry number 1 is you telling the Big Butch jail story. Entry number 2 is the Bruce Smith story.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is Falero Norwegia.
Oh, so good, man.
Number 1 is FanDuel Studio Outtakes, which I believe is you and I recording a live endorsements for FanDuel, and you just couldn't get it right. And I was apoplectic, and I think I'm screaming at you.
Yeah.
I'm not playing it without listening to it.
You used to get a little upset at me.
I used to get a
back
little
in the day.
upset.
Yeah.
My Pillow.
You were nice with it, though. Not really.
Sports update, Hoch amputee sponsor fail is what it's called, the Marlon Shirley thing. But man, there's some memories on this thing. Chris Eubanks.
I was in Vegas.
Yeah. Were you part of the show when we had Chris Eubanks on Solana?
I was not. You have to go, no joke, to like you have to go to like best of 50 something when I'm even a part of the show. So you guys like the first one is Solana's Mount Rushmore of Heroes. Everything before that was before I was even on the show.
That Chris Eubanks interview was
wild,
unparalleled. We were doing the show in Vegas, and they offer us Chris Eubanks, who's a British fighter.
Yeah, and
but he was retired.
Him.
He was retired at that point. His son was on the card. Yeah. And Chris Eubanks was like really well known in the UK and probably to fight fans around here. And he joined us. We must have had him on for 30 minutes. Our heads were spinning.
He was wide open.
He was nuts. He was nuts, right? And I think what happened was, if I remember it correctly, it was a black guest, black fighter, and Crowder thinks that they are going to be boys. And he hated you, and he loved me. You remember that?
Yes.
He totally was not digging your vibe, and he loved what I was talking about.
What up, bro? You good?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Yeah,
thanks.
it was weird, man.
We got to play that one day.
Yeah, we have to play it. But it literally is like a 30-minute interview. I'm trying to see what else is on here. Hoch CC's update sports fail. I don't know what that is. See if it's only 20 seconds. See if you can find that, Jimmy. It's best of number 17. You have that back there, Jimmy? Because some of the stuff we didn't even import.
We used the phrase best of a little loosey-goosey as well.
At the beginning, honestly, the best ofs were like, they really were loosey-goosey. We didn't have much, either we didn't have a lot of material to work with, or we didn't have much of a barometer of what needed to be replayed.
Now we've got legit like bangers and classics that don't even sniff the best of because it's just too much.
There's just too much.
Yeah.
There's literally just too much. Is it in there, Jimmy, or no? You do have it? Play. Is it like, does it say 20 seconds on it? Yeah. All right, play this. I don't know what this is. It says Hoch CC's fail.
Miami Heat lost to the Phoenix Suns, host the Phoenix Suns tonight at the American Airlines Arena. Heat beat the Pistons over the weekend. Heat are the 8th seed in the East, 4 full games ahead of Detroit, who's the 9th seed. Tonight's Heat-Suns game tips off at 7:30. You can hear it on 560 WQAM. New crust. No, that's not right.
I'm laughing more that we put that in the.
We've saved that for 10 years.
Like Valero, right? That has been eating up space in a hard drive for 12 and a half years.
Best thing in there.
That is unbelievable that Valero marked that. New crust. No.
That's not right. Oh, we were killing it.
Like, what on earth would he put that in there for? Like, because I was said, hey, put something in the best of. Who knows what happens? The microphones break or whatever. At least we'll have something to play.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was going to get, 20 seconds. Well, we had a 20-second power outage. Play new crust.
But Valero would cut up. I know, because the old system was filled with just any word, like today.
Right.
All three of us have mispronounced one word. Valero would cut every single one up and just throughout the show just start firing them off anytime Hoch and Crowder would rip them. So you just start firing off your word.
Oh, little Eagles.
Hey.
Witchy woman. Good choice there. Got Eagles tickets every day. I literally forgot that it was 5:20. I'm so glad that you played the song, Jimmy.
Jimbo.
Eagles are coming to Hard Rock Live in May, and we're giving away a pair of tickets every day. Guess we'll take caller 13 since this begins my 13th year on the air at WQAM.
You know what? Coincidentally, I was going to say 13 as well
For
because
Bam.
I have a lot of money on Bam tonight.
Rebounds.
8 points and assists, 38 combined.
If you want to purchase Eagles tickets, you can go to casino.hardrock.com or Ticketmaster or wherever you get tickets. But we'll take caller 13 for a pair of Eagles tickets right now. 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. Someone puts on the chat. Good afternoon, guys. Been part of the 13 years. Congratulations. But Crowder, I'm with you. Do not let this man retire. I don't know why he's reminiscing.
He's not retiring.
I got things to do, man. I got avocado toast to eat.
I'm going to kidnap you. You're going to be chained to my radiator. And I'm going to just cut you loose.
Some of these best of entries. Valero doesn't know who Smokey Robinson is. 3 minutes and 40 seconds of Valero not knowing who Smokey Robinson is.
If y'all think we give Solana a hard time,
you have no idea.
We used to light Valero up.
Yeah. Solana withstood the early heat and now has been joined into the gang. Like he got beat in. He got beat in.
It was a gang. You had to get accepted.
I still take my licks every now and then, though.
Yeah, but we all do.
Yes. Yeah.
Valero, best of 26. Valero's Lincoln Road poop story.
Oh my God, that's so
you remember
good.
that one? It's
That
a
is
great
so good.
story. It's a great story. Valero had stomach issues. He's shopping. He went to eat with his girlfriend, who's now his wife, the mother of his child at this point. You know how long this has all been. They eat on Lincoln Road, and now they're walking around. They go into an ice cream place to get ice cream, and it hits him that he's got to go to the bathroom. And so it's just, it's just this little bathroom in an ice cream parlor on Lincoln Road. Valero goes, I go in there. I'm in there for 7 minutes. I'm sweating. I come out, and she's like, what flavor should we get? And he goes, no, we got to get out of here because this place is about to get shut down. And they ran out of there.
If I remember correctly, Hoch, the toilet wouldn't flush. Like the flushing mechanism was broken, which of course he didn't realize until after the deed was done.
What else is on here? There's an entry early on. Crowder and his damn Denzel Washington quotes.
Denzel is deep. Still like him.
The Knickers segment.
Solana was around by Knickers.
Yeah, I think so.
I wasn't on the show, but I was just kind of hanging around.
He was hanging around the dump. He was hanging around to take our jobs.
Well, I worked. I took somebody's job. I mean, come on.
That one
Hoch,
could have gone south.
the day you do decide to call it quits, we will play that, because then you'll just get canceled. I mean, but the day you decide to call it quits, we have to play that, and then George Shea coming on to follow it up, to talk about the cow.
Yeah. I think we danced that segment out beautifully.
We did something there.
We danced that segment.
What's Crowder Univista spot fail?
That's Joanna Henderson.
That's the Joanna Henderson one. Yeah.
You lose an endorsement in 1 minute. How did I lose an endorsement in 1 minute?
Man, and then it just Dion Waiters doesn't call in, then
so
followed
good,
by Dion Waiters finally calls in.
The only guest I
One of the
booked
few.
ever. Yeah.
Devontae Parker Q&A segment. This was a good one. Solana's deadly accident update. You remember that one?
Yeah, during COVID.
But it was like a.
It was a NASCAR. It was like a NASCAR story. You're mad at me.
I think you did like an upbeat.
He went upbeat, tragic death.
Right. And then
downbeat
when they canceled the Chinese basketball league.
Hey, tough day for basketball.
Let me just see. That one's probably too long to play. Hold on. His deadly accident update is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Just see if you can find best of 76, Jimmy. Can you see if you have best of 76, Solana's deadly accident update? I'm sorry if anybody wants to hear us talk about sports. Indulge us on the 1 anniversary. Don't have it? There's a bunch of stuff that we never imported.
Don't worry, because my only headline this hour had nothing to do with sports.
Yeah, and then it just starts to get into more of like generic stuff that we could replay in case we couldn't do a segment. Hoch believes Batman is half man, half bat. That's 12 minutes long, and that drove people crazy.
I think I was on the crazy side.
Hoch, what's best of 38? Crowder on shoes and just blurting out ass.
That I remember that.
What?
I remember that one. We're having an argument about something.
That I have.
Play this. I don't play that. This is like the early days of the show, but this was Crowder not knowing how to formulate an argument or something. So he just yells out ass. It's something like that. Fire it off, Jimmy.
Some grown people don't ever grow up. Like, they still have children mentality, so the materialistic grown-ups will do it. So they can just say, I have the Zions. Even if they're ugly, I have the Zions. They're Nike, I have the Zions, but they'll probably be broke and eat cat food when they get older.
Well, you, though, had a shoe deal. You shouldn't be talking about bad about people that follow those with shoe deals. You had a shoe deal.
Yes.
Well, you're talking about your constituency that was buying your shoes.
And they bought my shoes.
Not that you had your own brand, but you were wearing Nikes.
I wore Nikes, and I saved up all the Nikes I ever got so that I don't have to buy shoes anymore. And I don't. Like, I love Jordan. Jordans, like, are cool to me. The patent leather Jordans, the 10s, the 11s. Like, I even know the numbers of Jordans because in my silly, childish, materialistic days, my goal was to have Jordans. Even though I was wearing Asics back then, I would want a Jordan. But now I look at Jordans and they're $300, and I say that's a terrible investment. They're going to get dirty in a week. So I'm going to buy these new patent leather Jordans. They're going to get dirty in 2 weeks, and now I just wasted $300. Nope, I just leave it in savings. Seems like a responsible thing to do.
Well, but it's easy for you to say. You have a closet full of Jordans.
But think about this. How smart is this? A family of 6 going by the same shoe so they can walk around with the same shoe on in the mall to impress another family that has nothing to do with your life. You're going to buy you and all your kids the same shoe to impress people that you don't even know. You don't even know, Hoch.
Let me walk around the mall and show out for all these random ass people in the world.
Making a hell of
Let
a
me waste a
point, though.
couple grand on shoes
This dude's
to show
bright.
out for people that don't give a damn about me or what I do. It's silly to me. Leave it in savings.
dude's
Who wants
bright.
to eat cat food when they're 90?
Somebody says people buy sneakers as investments too. Spend $500 for a pair, sell it for $5,000 later.
Ass.
Huh?
Those are the. I've heard that before. Huh? That's not a legit answer. It's all that came up because I've heard that. I've had deep conversations about this with people with these shoes.
Professional broadcast arguer. Yeah. I think Stephen A. Smith many times on First Take has responded ass.
My reaction was great. I go, huh?
Oh, I think attorneys should take that approach
That
sometimes.
is great. Ass, Your Honor. I rest. Oh, man. All right. Anything in the headline, Solana, here for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour? Because we do have to take a break.
The Miami Heat, they do play the Celtics tonight, 7:30 p.m. Norman Powell is out. Nikola Vucevic is out for the Boston Celtics. The Heat need this one. Guys, there's 6 games remaining in the regular season, including tonight. And Sandy Alcantara looks like Cy Young Sandy. He threw a complete game, and that's after going, 7 innings or 7 1/3 on opening night. And he only threw like 78 pitches that night. Just stupid stuff so far from Sandy. The Marlins, they blank the White Sox today, 10-0. They win that series. They're 5-1. Today was a getaway game. They'll play Friday in the Bronx. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is partly cloudy. Tonight, the lows will be in the mid-80s or mid-70s, rather. This weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting.
I think it's going to be up in the 60s tonight, ass.
Replacing roofs, repairs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Tornado Roofing and Contracting, not ass. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
All right, Solana's at the Kaseya Center. You do have Heat tonight. Everyone's invited to the Hard Rock Bet Party. It doesn't matter who you are. Your name is on the list. Sign up today. Double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Max $50. But that's right. You can double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Just download the Hard Rock Bet app. Make your first deposit. Get the party started today. On Hard Rock Bet, the double your winnings welcome offer is just the tip-off. As we get to the round of 4 and the championship, it's time to step up your game with daily dancing boosts and live profit boosts and parlay profit boosts for the biggest games remaining in the college season. So when the lights are brightest, shoot your shot with boosted odds on Hard Rock Bet. Baseball is back. I mean, we're having a good season down here. Hard Rock Bet is the best place to get in on every pitch, strikeout, and home run, all in the palm of your hand. You don't want to sweat all 9 innings. Try betting on if there will be a run in the first inning. Nerfy, no run first inning. Yerfy, yes, run first inning. Step up to the plate today. Who knows? You just might go yard. If you're late to place your bets, don't worry. Hard Rock Bet has live betting for practically any sports, any game at any time. Plus, for select games, you'll even be able to watch the action through their in-app live streams. It all starts with you downloading the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Everything that comes out of my mouth is generally wrong. Yeah. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha happy hour. And we've had some fun this hour for sure. Do you know No Crusts returns this weekend to Funky Buddha Tap Room? That is their peanut butter and jelly brown ale.
Delicious.
That somehow makes 6.4% ABV. Is that high or low?
That's high.
That's high?
Yeah, 6.4 is high.
6.4% ABV, tastes like childhood. Bready, creamy, fruity, and completely crust-free.
I've been drinking it for years.
And it says they're going all out with a special menu of limited time food, beer, and cocktails for the release starting Friday. So that's at Funky Buddha. Where's our video, Jimmy? How come we don't have a video monitor? Where's Solana? Did he leave? Why?
Heat game.
Yeah, but he's there.
I think his video dropped out. Unless he just left. I don't know.
I think he just leaves.
Because he leaves here early during Heat games when he's got to get to the arena, but he's at the arena. He's there.
I really believe he has to recalibrate before he goes on to the other broadcast.
Become a different person.
He does. I listen to preheat and cool down.
He's a different person.
Different person.
Completely different person.
What do you think about that, Alejandro?
Hey, you know, Davion Mitchell, this is great in the third.
It has to be difficult to be the boob and then all of a sudden be the authoritative insider.
It is. And he's great at it now. I learned a lot listening to Solana. He knows that damn basketball.
He does.
It's a different person with Tommy Tide than it is with us.
Marlins tweeted out, per Elias Sports, Sandy Alcantara's 16-inning scoreless streak is the fourth longest by a Marlins starter to open a season, trailing only Dontrell Willis, who went 24 innings in 2005 without giving up a run. Dontrell went 19.1 innings in 2004 without giving up a run. And Josh Beckett, 19 innings in 2005 without giving up a run.
He talked about it, but all those names. And then we throw Jose in there. That was some impressive, pitching.
They have a really decent rotation. I'm not lying.
That's what I keep asking people.
Yeah.
Is it decent for us down here or is it decent in the league? And Strom said it's decent. The whole league's looking at Miami like, damn, they got people.
I think league-wise, your first two pitchers, Yuri Perez and Sandy, who we saw again today, they're legit possibility star, all-star pitchers. Max Meyer could be. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I heard an interview he had. He's fun. But that doesn't mean you're a good pitcher. It just means I enjoy listening to you talk. But him and Junk and everybody,
Jameson Junk.
Yeah, they're amping them up, man. I enjoy baseball now with Lil Chan playing it all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy watching baseball. So I'm gonna check out the Marlins. They keep this path going, but I can't wait for Friday.
Marlins are off tomorrow, and then they have a day game against the Yankees on Friday, which you'll be able to hear on 560 a.m. 5:60 a.m. And then it's a weekend series in the Bronx, Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Yankees. Trying to see if I want to bet anything tonight. I had the Marlins parlay that I hit today. You've got Bam, what? Over on rebounds, points, assists?
The whole combo. Rebounds, points, assists, 38. 38.5, so you got to go 39.
Heat are 4.5-point dogs tonight. They're hosting Boston. You can hear the game, by the way, here on 104.3 FM. WQAM. Jaylen Brown tonight, over-under is 26.5. Jason Tatum, 23.5. Derek White, 16.5. Peyton Pritchard, 15.5. And for the Heat, Tyler, 23.5. Bam, 20.5. Wiggins, 14.5. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 13.5. Pella Larson, 11.5. Davion Mitchell, 8.5.
Let's go Bam.
You see what Bam double-double is minus 185.
I looked at that, and I didn't like the minus 185.
Yeah. A parlay that was something maybe.
But Bam, points, assists, and rebounds, 34.5. Jaylen Brown was 38.5. Come on, man. 20 points, 12 rebounds, kicks it out a couple times at 34. Easy.
How about Bulls and Pacers tonight in Chicago? We just saw the Pacers because the Heat lost to them inexplicably. Matas Buzelis, 21.5 is the over-under.
Under.
And it's minus 125.
The
They're
under?
expecting the over. They're expecting Matas to go off. Giddy 18.5.
That's tough, Hawk. I know.
What
it's
if
your
I
team.
what if I parlay a Giddy double-double
Mhm.
with a Bam double-double? Giddy's minus 475 double-double. Bam, you said, is what? Minus 180, I think.
180, yeah.
Let's see. It's minus 116. Feel like those are kind of a lock.
Giddy double-double, Bam double-double. I'll ride with you on this one.
But you're betting 116 to win 100, because it's minus 116.
Yeah, I'm betting more than one. I got to hit him.
Although, I don't know. I'm not
Now,
now.
listen, I was going to ride with you now.
Well,
You scary.
I'm only scary because of Bam double-double.
He'll get double-double.
Man, can he get 10 boards?
He told me last night that he's chasing Udonis Haslem.
Where did you see that?
I saw it. He was talking to Jax after the game, and he said he wants to go like almost inspiration or whatever. He's like, I want to go get.
That's
UD.
where he's finding inspiration. Like, hey, I want to get UD's
and he's
rebound record.
95 rebounds back from UD's season long record. And it's something crazy. It's like 16 a game he'd have to get over the next 6 games. Something wild. But if he's going to get rebounds, he's in the game 35 minutes. That's 1 rebound every 3 minutes.
I don't know. I guarantee you I'll have some action tonight.
Let me take this Giddy off my app because now you acting funny.
No, Giddy, Giddy's going to have a double-double.
He's acting funny now.
I don't know about Bam. Somebody put on the chat, Hoch trying to retire would be like when the Clippers held DeAndre Jordan hostage. Remember that? DeAndre Jordan, I think, who was he going to sign with? Dallas, I think?
Yeah, some other team.
They went to his house.
And they went to his house and they kidnapped him.
And I think Blake Griffin was in that house with him.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know what kind of security your building has, but they're not keeping me from getting up there. I'm coming to get you, bro.
Well, again, if you're just joining us, you're ready for a Heat broadcast tonight. You'll have Dan Day on after us at 6:00, then preheat with Solana and Tommy Tighe starts at 6:15, and then Jax and Amy Audibert on the call tonight. That tips off at 7:30. If you're just joining us and you didn't listen today, we're celebrating. It's my 13th year now today, and I know it's April Fool's Day. Starts my 13th year as the afternoon drive host on WQAM. And we don't take it for granted. I know a lot of people, you hear it as much as I do. Can't believe you guys get paid for that.
Yep.
It's genuine, but we do take it seriously. We try to entertain for 4 hours a day. It may not always come across that we're trying, but we are. But the laughter is all genuine.
That's genuine.
Like the good time that we try to have every day on the show is genuine.
The entertainment side is genuine. I don't know when they're talking about soccer, but we're honest with everyone. That's
the thing. We're honest.
Yeah.
We try not to pretend. And in fact, on this show, I don't have time to play it, but on this show, when you try to fake that you know something, we find out. Like, we figure it out. We dig down. Because I can think of 2 examples with Solana where I asked him once how John Wall and
was it Beal?
Was it Bradley Beal?
Or Harden?
I think it was Harden.
Harden, yeah.
It was in Houston, right? Howard John Wall and James Harden playing together. And Solana was like, yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. And then all of a sudden, we're getting texts and stuff, and we find out they haven't played a minute together. I think John Wall was on the injured list. And so we don't fake this stuff because it's going to get found out. The other time 100%. I can think of is it's one of my favorite segments. We were doing the show with Javon Holland, and Solana flippantly tried to portray himself as a kayaking expert. Remember, a lover of kayaking, everything kayaking. And then the more we dug, he had been kayaking once, and it was at like the Boca Resort. It was like there was a wave pool and a kayak machine.
He rented a kayak.
So we try not to.
No, it's fun.
We try not to pretend that we're something that we're not.
Mm-mm.
I always tell you, you're not going to listen. You're not going to learn about sports listening to this show. You'll learn about football listening to Crowder, but you'll definitely have fun.
That's what we want to do.
Listening to this.
That's
show.
why I enjoy working with you.
For 12 years, I believe we have had more fun doing radio than most.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I listen to it. You don't listen to sports radio like I do.
not.
I listen all day long. Listen on the way home. I listen on the way in.
Most people's default is not to have fun. Most people's default is serious.
They want to teach somebody something.
I laugh so hard on this show.
Yeah, like it's genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cry.
Yeah.
I get when I do get into X and O football, cover 4, and all, like after it clicks in my mind, like they don't know what the hell I'm talking about anyway. Yeah, the safety leaning towards the seam player. Nobody wants to hear that crap.
Anyway, before we wrap things up here on this Wednesday, I want to tell you about my good friends and the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. You know, whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. You could take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. In fact, I said it earlier when we were playing that My Pillow outtake. I did not like My Pillow, but I genuinely believe in everyone who I endorse now. That's one of the pleasures of having done this for 12 years is that you can be pickier and choosier. But my son needed a car, had a Kia Forte, ended up wrecking it, and he wanted another Kia. He loved the Kia brand. And so we went down to Doral Kia, and Mitchell, who I call the king of Kias, took great care of us. He and his staff will take great care of you as well. So don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia, or you can shop any of their pre-owned vehicles with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. All right, that's going to do it for us on this this Wednesday. That was a fun show. It was. Hopefully they'll have a good Heat game tonight. We'll have we're off tomorrow, actually. Zach Gelb is filling in tomorrow, and Jimmy will be here. Solana will be here as well. And then Crowder and I will rejoin you on Friday. So everybody have a great and safe Wednesday night. Go Heat. We will speak with you el viernes.
20th anniversary coming soon.
No, sir.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of